Why's my bitrate so bad? Hello, bitrate. Don't know what it's doing. But whatever. There. I feel like listening to that while I play, so that's what we'll fucking do.
Yes, indeed, folks. Welcome.
Now, where were we, though?
On CynicalBrit.com. The date today is, in fact, the 4th of June, 2011.
Guess Desolus, maybe?
One day, because I was really damn busy yesterday. Not that I'm not really damn busy today, but I'm slightly less damn busy. Things got very hectic yesterday. A lot of stuff had to be sorted out in very, very short period of time. It was done, thankfully. Just, oh god.
Where would you like to fly to?
I think I maybe got to bed at about 6 in the morning. Oh, Christ. Yes. I'm hoping that if my sleeping schedule keeps going this way, that I'll be on a really reasonable sleeping schedule in the next few months. We could go to bed at 6. And it's like, yes, I could maybe reverse it round. But it's going to take
I need to get to Thunder Bluff, so...
That's a terrible idea. Don't do that, folks. It's awful. Stupid, incredibly stupid thing to do. Oh, well. Okay, folks, so, what's going on in the show today? Well, there will be an announcement coming very, very shortly. Fairly important. Pretty damn awesome, hopefully, for a lot of people. What else is coming? Well, we can talk a little bit about a certain flying lion. Probably a good idea. Not a very good flying lion, is it? Oh dear. And let's talk about a little bit about DDO. Got back into that. Some of the lessons that WoW could learn from that. The idea of perhaps casual satisfaction done better by DDO without sacrificing the integrity of the game.
I see.
What a bizarre idea that is. It can be done, however. Needless to say, your chance to contribute to the show will become available. It is the one and only.
Look up some,
Illusion choice.
look up Warlock runes.
It's a lazy feature. You can
Need
contribute
to
to the show by
find
emailing
more.
in themurloc@gmail.com. That is themurloc@gmail.com with the subject line illusion of choice. And if you have a good topic, I shall cover it at the end of the show. We're doing mail in a probably the next segment, I think. I don't know. It depends how long this announcement takes. Haven't timed it out, so we'll see. Maybe, maybe not. Well, I suppose I better tell people, shouldn't I?
Red Ridge.
Yeah, why not? Well, just make the
Okay,
first segment.
fuck.
the announcement
Holy shit.
segment. We'll make
Okay, maybe I
know
don't
what's
need to
going on.
look up any more of these.
So,
Fuck them.
folks, this is what's going to be happening.
God damn.
I shall be
I'll
going
do
to
them all at
DreamHack
50 if I
Summer
give enough of a fuck
2011,
at that point.
which is in 2 weeks' time. 17th through to the 21st, I believe.
Fuck that.
I'm going there for several reasons, one of which I'm not allowed to talk about yet. I will, needless to say, announce that when I'm allowed to say what it is. It's actually kind of annoying that I can't say what it is, because it's really cool, but I can't talk about it. But yes, I will be going to DreamHack for 2 reasons that I can talk about.
Yeah, without being
One of
too
them
fucking
is
loud.
to commentate Paragon's live raid
Especially with this
on
shitty
stage.
bitrate.
So I'll be doing an hour's worth of
What
stage
the
work
fuck?
at DreamHack with Paragon, as in the top raiding guild in the world. And I will be commentating a live raid, which I would imagine is most likely to be
It looks
involving
awful.
heroic Firelands, I would think, by the sounds of it. We shall see how that goes. And I'm also going in order to support Nordrassil Radio, who will be broadcasting from that event. I shall be going there to do a few shows with them and help them out. So you will be able to see me there. I will be at the Nordrassil Radio table, which, if I recall correctly, is in the exhibitors area. So I will be around. I will be doing something else there as well for a lot of the time. I can't tell you what it is. I'm not allowed. It's very, very annoying, but I can't tell you yet. But it is kind of cool nonetheless. But yes, you'll know about that when I'm allowed to say it. So,
Alright, we'll just
we'll be
run
doing that, and it should be
to
pretty
Thunderbluff.
awesome, honestly. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to meeting all of the Swedes over there. I did say I would come to DreamHack in some capacity at some point, so it seems like it makes sense to do that. We're doing streaming. Lots of streaming, plenty of streaming. And there will, of course, also be VODs available for those who miss it over on youtube.com/morfar and youtube.com/totalhalibut. Now, basically, Nordrasil Radio is a fairly small fan site, as you're well aware. It's kind of what WoW Radio used to be like. And they have to pay quite a lot of money in order to get all of this set up. So, I'll be going, definitely. And needless to say, I'm not charging anyone for that. I'm just going to go. I can afford it. It's not a big deal. And Nordrasil Radio are kind of lacking in funds at the moment to ensure their participation. So, if any of you have a couple of dollars sort of knocking around your PayPal account to donate to Nordrasil Radio's DreamHack Fund to help them out, they are working on sponsorship, and hopefully they'll be able to get that sorted out, but they can't guarantee it just yet. If you do have a couple of dollars knocking around and you would like to donate to their fund, that would be awesome, just to help them out. As I say, I don't need any help. I'm fine. Won't have an issue, but they're obviously on a much tighter budget. So you can donate to morfar at live.se. That's MORFAR at live.se. Or you can head over to nordrasilradio.com/site/donate. It's nordrasilradio.com/site/donate. And I'm sure they would appreciate very, very, very much that particular donation. So yeah, I shall be at DreamHack, and it should be awesome. Looking forward to it. God damn it, I wish I could tell you about the other thing. Infuriating. Oh well. Hopefully I shall see many of you there as possible. I really, really hope so. It should be good. DreamHack's something I've been wanting to attend for a very long time. Now finally able to do so. There you go. Right, so that's the announcement, folks. Check out nordrasilradio.com, check out youtube.com/morfar, and if you do have a couple of dollars knocking around, please donate to their fund just to help them out. That would be appreciated. It is, of course, a completely volunteer organisation over there. Right, what else is going on this week? Well, those of you interested in StarCraft, I have the second player announcement available for my 8-man invitational, which is going to be happening a week before DreamHack. That will be on Sunday, the 12th of June, so that is in 8 days' time. There are 2 players out of the 8 announced so far, and I'm announcing 1 new player every day for it. And today's announcement was for the one and only Hazuobs, who is our first Protoss player in the lineup. So hopefully people will enjoy seeing him. He's one of my favourite Protoss by a very, very long way. So there you go. We'll see how it turns out. Aside from that, things that are coming up this week. Looking into getting some Terraria sorted out for you in the next couple of days. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. We're trying to crack that. I believe that OMFG, Kato, and Jesse are currently doing a live stream at the moment, which is the reason that we're not doing any recording right now. And I do have a lot of other things to do. I should be doing the streaming for the StarCraft later on. And those of you interested in more DDO footage, again, things I'm working on, things are very hectic. I'm very, very busy. I'm trying my best, but there's only so many things I can do in one day without collapsing of exhaustion. Should be good, however. I think that pretty much covers everything, actually, for the major announcements for the time being. Needless to say, aside from the Paragon Live Raid, WoW coverage isn't happening on the channel at the moment. This show will continue for as long as I deem it fit to. As in, as long as I'm having fun with it, then I'll keep doing it. I think people keep forgetting the amount of times where I've been unsubbed from the game, where I've been doing Blue Please, just because at the end of the day, Blue Please has been around forever, you know? Blue Please has been part of my gaming career for ages, so it's kind of important to keep doing it, and it's really more of a hobby than anything else. It's not a revenue generator. I mean, we have an ad on the show, which helps support the site and keep it running, and that's really about it. So, there you go. Without further ado, folks, I think it's probably time. Yes, I think so. It makes sense. It's time for this.
That sounds like it's mail time. Here's the milk. It never fails. It makes me wanna wag my tail. When it comes, I wanna wail.
It's mail time, folks. That would be the time where we read the mail. Sounds like a plan to me. This one comes in from Alex House that says, I don't think I have that sample anymore. I would like to play the Host of Souls sample, but I don't actually have it anymore. I think the only one I've got is... There we go. That one's still in my sound bank for some reason. I lost all of my other ones. Oh, well, never mind. I will have to rebuild it at some point. Anyway, a long time, it's the first time right. I want to discuss the issue of Blizzard's current raiding philosophy and my take on what is exactly happening. My argument of the current raiding philosophy is that Blizzard hates multi-tier raiding, and in fact want to push all raiders into the same tier of raiding regardless of skill. I would argue that for Blizzard, the biggest issue with multi-tiered raiding is the gap that begins to open up between the top-end guilds and your average or casual raiders, i.e. in TBC, top-end guilds finished tier 6 content, while casuals were still completing tier 4. Although players didn't have an issue with this, Blizzard did, and were aggrieved by the statistics that told them that the majority of players hadn't even seen the top-end raid dungeons. They interpreted this as a bad thing. This brings us to their solution. Blizzard's solution for reducing the gap between high-end guilds and casuals was, of course, only releasing a single raid per tier, with the exception of the opening tier of the expansions, and never releasing multiple tiers in the same patch, therefore effectively stopping top-end guilds advancing to the next tier. This model would ensure that all raiders would have a chance to raid the same tier without a huge gap forming between top-ends and casuals. But a problem still remained. How to ensure that all players will still be able to raid the same tier of content when it's released, if they still lack the skill and gear needed to do so? Enter the batch system, the simple and effective solution to ensure that all and every player can acquire the gear needed to raid the next tier and at the same time effectively make the previous tier obsolete. The overall outcome is therefore shoehorning players into the new tier of raiding. Blizzard claims that they are now nerfing content in order to ensure that all players can see it. And that's absolute crap. For example, if a new player came in towards the end of Wrath, they were able to grind out the full set of tier 9 gear from running 5-mans, therefore effectively bypassing 3 tiers of raiding. How the hell is that seeing the content? They let people skip over 13 months of development. The only logical reason I could fathom is they wanted more control over the level of progression players and guilds are able to make in the game. And to that extent, they are removing choice from the players. The concept of aiming to have all players progressing on the same content detracts from one of the key satisfactions you get from this game, and that is the unique and special snowflake appeal. People want to be proud of their achievements, and the best way to do that since the beginning of WoW was through gear. If you saw someone in Tier 2 and especially Tier 3 back in Vanilla, you could be in total awe of them as they looked epic. Yeah.
So, adventurer, you have come. Now, are you prepared to journey through distant lands? If so, young adventurer, then listen on.
Sure.
At times, we hunt for food. At times, we hunt for honor. And at times we hunt to earn the Earth Mother's teachings. But the hunt I now set upon you is none of these things. It is to slay a creature outside the Earth Mother's blessing. The hyena Steel Snap roams the Thousand Needles south of the Barrens. He is a tyrant, attracting other hyenas to him and spreading fear and bloodshed among more peaceful beasts. Find Steel Snap, adventurer. Find him and defeat him.
That doesn't sound very... That sounds out of character for male hyena.
We shall meet again.
Okay. Just knowing what I know about hyenas. Male hyenas are pussies. So... ain't no way. They'd be doing that shit. But whatever, who gives a fuck? You know what? Done this with all my characters so far.
As the wind on the plains, you are always welcome here.
We'll bind here. I need to sell some shit. Let's do that.
Yes, yes indeed. He did in fact just say. compare us to the current situation where everyone's running around with the same gear and everyone has amazing gear and it's the same thing as no one having it at all. You effectively become a generic copy, and the main reason it's happening is because Blizzard got rid of multi-tiered rating, and I would argue that's to the detriment of the game. I agree with you that Fireland sounds like a joke. 7 bosses in more than 6 months of development time is pathetic. In 6 months I would want to see at least 2 new raid instances, 4 new dungeons, and additional quests put in, as well as lead up to said dungeons and raids. I was wondering what your opinion on my argument is, and if you think it has any validity. Big fan of the show, and keep up the amazing work, etc. This post was sponsored by Blizzard's No Scrub Left Behind policy, ensuring that even if you are completely terrible, you still get the epics. And as such, those epics are no longer epic, aren't they? It's a nasty little hydra of a philosophy. You can't just cut off one head, because it'll regrow, and it's still got 2 other bloody heads. Assuming it's a 3-headed hydra, it could be an even more headed hydra. It is an awful situation. You have people in the community that dare to say, I abandoned Azeroth Daily because I was sick of doing it, and I wanted to use this as an excuse to get out of it. It's like, are you kidding? I get paid for this crap. Besides, if I wanted to abandon Azeroth Daily, I wouldn't then just abandon all WoW content as well. Are you kidding? It's a license to print money. I can go on the PTR for 4 minutes to get 100,000 views of freaking hairstyles. It's easy money. Here's the thing, I don't want easy money. What I want is the ability to put out content about games that are actually not terrible, and developers that don't have horrible attitudes. And I'm just sick to death of Blizzard's attitude. I really, really am dismissing all of the concerns of people that have actually been playing for a long time. But then you say, oh god. Oh god. But I still play the game, and I know my name is Lore or whatever, or I am Matthew Rossi, and I still play the game, and I've played for ages, and I love it, blah, blah. It's like, yes, I know, I'm sorry your entire career is tied to WoW, but mine isn't. God, you can't have Matthew Rossi stop playing World of Warcraft, because that's his entire job! It's like, you write for WoW Insider! You can't stop playing WoW, it doesn't matter how much you goddamn despise it. You cannot escape, and I'm very sorry that you're caged into that. I really, really am. But at the end of the day, I'm not. I've got all sorts of things I can be doing. It's good to have variety. It's good to be an omni-gamer. It's good to cover that kind of stuff and actually have people want to hear your opinions on that.
It's
nice.
sad.
Good. But at the end of the day, that's not really the point, is it? The point is that...
Thought that'd be worth more.
What this guy's actually saying in this email is pretty much bang on. The see all the content is a fallacy. It's a fallacious argument because it becomes the opposite. And you might say, well, Total Biscuit, that is nonsense. And why is it nonsense? Well, it's nonsense because they can go see the content. It's fine. They can overgear it and they can go see it there. Right. Okay. Again, that's seeing the content. What is your definition of seeing the content? Because I have an alternative. How about, instead of seeing the content, we experience it? How about that? That sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? You want to know why it sounds like a good idea? Because to me, games are not about seeing, they're about experiencing, and they're about believing. And you might say, well, seeing is believing. Bollocks, not in World of Warcraft it isn't. If I want to see content, I can watch it on YouTube. Doesn't matter. No, I want to experience the content. I want to do the content when it matters. I want the challenge to be present. I want to be the appropriate gear level for that challenge. To me, if I were to say, join in the middle of Wrath, and then suddenly it says, oh, well, you get free tier 9 by doing this, would I want to go back to Old War? No, I would have no interest in doing so, because, well, there's 2 reasons. One, as much as people argue otherwise, gear is a powerful motivator. But what's more important is the way that that gear is acquired. It's the same argument as the reward thing in Minecraft. I'd like to apply Minecraft to this argument. You want to know why Minecraft is so compelling? It's not just about the ability to just build anything you want. No. Yes, the creativity matters, but that's not the main thing. The thing about Minecraft, especially survival mode Minecraft, that makes it really matter is the fact that you build things with your own 2 hands, with the materials you gathered with your own 2 hands, while fending off evil monsters that tried to stop you from acquiring those materials with your own 2 hands. There is a massively, inherently worthwhile feeling about doing that. It doesn't matter, from the smallest shelter and shack to the biggest tower castle sculpture of your wang, with great detail, soaring to the skies. It doesn't matter what it is, because you built it with your own two hands. And raiding is the same thing. When you acquire that piece of gear that you've been after for ages, it's because you acquired it with your own two hands. And you worked for it. And you knew it when you got that drop. You knew when that drop came there that you earned that drop, and that drop to you is worth more than it possibly could be being supplied by somebody else. With your own two hands, folks. And as far as I'm concerned, they can pry that feeling away from me, from their cold, and indeed from my cold dead hands, because I'm just so sick of their attitude. What do they think people are? You know, if I were a customer for Blizzard, which of course I was until a few weeks ago, I would be insulted by Blizzard's attitude. Blizzard says to you, you are not capable of this, and you know what? You never wanted that anyway. And sure, if you're on the current tier, you're fine, but what about the guys that come in later? What about the guys that take a break? What about the guys who actually weren't interested in raiding up until now? What about those guys? Why shouldn't they be able to, with their own two hands, achieve these things? Why should they have it handed to them? Why should they have their intelligence and potential skill insulted by Blizzard? Because Blizzard just believes you want to play the current tier, and you're okay with getting gear easily. In a laborious, dumb, and repetitive way. You're alright with that. You don't mind. You never wanted that experience anyway. You never wanted that feeling anyway. You never wanted that respect anyway. And that's actually a lot of what this is all about. It's about self-respect. As in, I cannot respect my acquisitions if I got them in a way that to me does not feel like I earned them. For God's sake, ooh, well, you can get tier 9 with these, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I didn't deserve the tier 9.
Frost.
Anyone that got tier 9 that way did not deserve it.
Come on, I need something at least shadow fucking related.
It feels really unpleasant. I don't like it. Not one little bit. I really dislike the feeling, and I dislike the fact that this game is not rewarding to me and doesn't feel fulfilling anymore from an entertainment standpoint. And this big long email I just presented there, pretty much in a nutshell, sums up as exactly why that is. My name is Total Biscuit. You're listening to Blue Please right here on cynicalbrit.com. I'll be right back after this. It's by Accent Star. It's called Blind Leading the Blind. Enjoy. Yes, indeed, folks. You're listening to Blue Please right here on cynicalbrit.com. Myself, Total Biscuit. We're going to end up talking about that bloody winged lion, aren't we? Just... why not? I mean, what can we say? Really, not a huge amount has actually happened this week. So, well, you know, you can just go and look at MMO Champion to find out that this week's been relatively quiet. It's like, there has been a preview of the worst-looking set ever, I might add. Hunters repeatedly getting the shaft on everything. Not to mention, Tier 12 Hunter looks utterly stupid. I am so sorry, Hunters. I am so very sorry that you had to see that. It's so dumb. I want to block off my peripheral vision. I am a ranged class. I don't need one of those eyes. It's worse than having these stalker sets. Like, I'm going to stalk this dragon. I'm in bright purple gear, because as you are well aware, dragons are colorblind. I mean, what else is there to talk about? The fact that Ragnaros has already been downed on the PTR, yes. That's predictable. And we saw that coming a mile away. Hell, you know, we downed all of the bosses, if I recall correctly, on the beta as well, with the exception of Sinestro.
That's gonna be a bit of a gear boost at least. Fucking hell. Fucking retards at Blizzard really made it impossible to get any kind of fucking gear while leveling. Jesus, fuck me. How fucking stupid do you have to be to work at fucking Blizzard?
Oh yes, there's a new Raw remote. Very, very important. /Raw. Shocking, I know. But yes, the big news this week is that the Winged Guardian arrives in the pet store, costing $25 US, 20 euros and 17 pounds. Okay, I suppose we can be happy for one thing that they didn't overcharge Europeans.
God, that's fucking pathetic. Fucking retards wouldn't just let me have fucking gear like this leveling up normally. Had to fucking buy it off the goddamn auction house. Just fucking shit. Fucking pathetic.
New batch of tickets, as I recall, saying I think they were going to sell them on June the 8th. Let's just double check that one. I don't want to disappoint anybody. June 8th, BlizzCon. Let's see. Yes, yes, that's benefits tickets. So you can get into BlizzCon with it, but you're going to pay $500 because you go into the benefit gig. How did they find additional benefit tickets? What, did they just make the table bigger or something? Hell if I know. Additional handful of tickets have become available. From what? Hell if I know, but there you go. So if you're so desperate to get into BlizzCon that you're willing to pay $500, well, at least you know, most of that's going towards charity, so I suppose it's fairly worthwhile.
That fucking works.
Tickets will be available for the benefit dinner on June the 8th, but aside from that, BlizzCon is needless to say sold out. I believe it's sold out in about 25 minutes. Which is, of course, the reason that they'll continue to raise the prices over and over and over again, because people will keep paying it over and over again. Admittedly, this year's BlizzCon might actually be worthwhile. I'm fairly sure I have an invite, but I don't think
where do I want to go?
Takes up too much time, and plus getting back into the States at the moment for me is a little difficult.
When mounted on the back of a Wind Rider, one sees that its reputation for strength and speed.
I need to go to Ratchet.
About that, but I'm certainly not going to go into detail about it.
Look, on the internet, that shit.
So, retarded flying lion.
Till we get there.
Mind flame, so blatantly called it. Wonder where they got that idea from. Yes, I would never call one of those store-bought mounts some kind of retarded horse, for instance. No, we wouldn't do that. I don't know why people aren't more angry about it. I think people just don't care anymore. I was mad as hell, and I wasn't going to take it anymore. And I decided, hey, I'm mad as hell, I'm not going to take it anymore. And then I just quit. I'm like, right. Well, what now? A lot of people, an awful lot of people, just don't seem to care that they're doing things like this. Why? Why, oh why do they not care? I do not know. I don't have a clue, folks. Not a clue. But I care. I just like the fact that Blizzard is milking huge amounts of money from something so minor that, in fact, should, and I do mean should, be going into time giving items to people that are actually playing the game and subscribing, not those who are willing to pay the extra. I under no circumstances will agree with purchasing virtual items from World of Warcraft in any way, shape, or form. It's unreasonable. That kind of thing should be available in the game. It should be earnable within the game. Hell, if you're going to go down that route, you might as well go a full free-to-play with optional subscription model, kind of like DDO has. I find DDOs to be less unreasonable. But at least there, pretty much everything that you can buy in the store, you can also earn in-game. That's nice. Like, oh, I'd kind of like this hat. And I bought a top hat earlier with turbine points. Admittedly, those points I actually got with my subscription for free, so it's not like I was really paying for it. But hey, it's also a free-to-play game. Different rules apply. It's just hard to get angry about this because it's just the latest in a long line of horrendous changes that Blizzard insists on putting into this game. Oh my. And the sad thing is, people keep buying it. You gotta wonder why Blizzard actually do this over and over again. It's usually because, one, you're not gonna annoy enough people to make them quit. I mean, who is really gonna quit over retarded flying lion? Nobody. It's not gonna happen. People get annoyed by it, certainly, but it's not enough for them to cancel their subscription and say, oh, I'm really annoyed about retarded flying lion. And then thinking, oh, but I put so much time into my character. I just, you know, I don't like what Blizzard's doing, but I can't justify it, my friends and the rating, and I'm unhappy, but I don't want to quit. It's not an addiction, folks. It's not an addiction, but still, you can see why people would think that way. Don't want to quit. Don't want to quit. And it's fair, really. can you blame people? I don't think quitting over a retarded flying lion is actually reasonable, honestly. It does represent something. I think if your principles were that strong, then yeah, you should quit over it. For instance, my principles mostly surround raiding and the difficulty of content. And to me, a game like this must be challenging in a certain way, and it mustn't be constantly moving the goalposts.
What's up? Keep it real.
Oh yes, parts for Cravel. I'm glad you're here. These things have been sitting out here for days, and I was afraid they'd rust. Here's Cravel's package, adventurer, and when you deliver it, tell him if he wants more special orders, then he'll have to pay his tab. Being wharf master of a busy port like Ratchet, I keep my finger on the pulse of information. I know all about the exchange of goods and money between here and Booty Bay.
Bruh,
The latest bit of news
that's
I've
already
heard
too
about
low
the
level. I
venture-
can't even fucking do that quest. Why would it even try to get me to do it? What the fuck? Wait, is this a dumb top stream? Nah, the complete opposite. Unfortunately. How are you doing this evening, stars? Hope your evening's going better than this boring shit. Oh my god, I haven't even been to Stone Talon yet. Can I just fucking die already?
Right back.
But, you know, all Twitch's all bottoms. I mean, hey, who else is gonna be? Who else has the time to be streaming? Tops out there, you know, providing a service. What are bottoms doing? Anyway, but I'm glad you're doing good. I'm okay. Just, you know, bored of this leveling. I'm bored of this leveling because I've literally been doing this on 2 fucking characters, Warlock and a Rogue, and there are no other games I even want to play right now. So you know, I'm just bored as shit. But I'm doing all right. Other than that, besides Beast, but what other games? Well. I don't know, on my off time, the only other game I play is Team Fortress 2. That's about it. I'm waiting. I mean, as far as MMO, I like MMOs. As far as other MMOs go, I'm waiting for PAX Day to come out, or at least to get into the beta test for that, if I can ever fucking do it. Because I'm not gonna pay for early access, but you know. But yeah, TF2. I've tried other MMOs, but like really, there's nothing that caught my interest lately. Once a minor credit card issue is resolved, and I get access to Cyberpunk again on my account, I'm going to try to play through that. I've already got an idea for that. I'm going to be a throwing knife netrunner, and I'm going to try to play that on very hard. So, you know, I'm going to be stupid, basically. But yeah. Honestly, there really aren't any other games that I really play right now. Like, anything consistently. I mean, I play WoW. On stream, off stream. That's basically it right now. It's the only game that I can even have any kind of bit of fun with. Unfortunately. And really, I can only have fun when I get on my rogue and start griefing people in Red Ridge. That shit is fun. Have you ever played a rogue and just sat on the bridge on Red Ridge and slaughter anybody that tries to cross? Dude, that shit is funny as hell. They get their 50s to come on. They bring a 50. They call their 50 friend. Dude, that shit is hilarious. I love it. That's the only thing that's been bringing me joy right now. even in a game I'm kind of bored with, because nothing else is giving me joy. Have I tried Lost Ark? Haven't tried it, no. But I don't like the those top-down isometric fucking angle games. Same reason I won't play Path of Exiles. I've tried Path of Exiles, but I just don't like the isometric view. Diablo, tried it, don't really like the isometric view, can't get into it. I'm very weird when it comes to the games that I like. So it takes a lot for me to find something it takes time for me to find something that I actually like to play. And even then, okay, my favorite games of all time are the Yakuza and Like a Dragon franchise. And the Lost Judgment. And yeah, all that. I love that shit. But like no other games catch my interest like that. And I don't want to do a third fucking playthrough of Yakuza 0, so oh, fuck off. Where you go? What do you do? You're just... I see what you're doing! Oh, I see what you're doing, asshole. I see what you're trying here. I see what you want to do. Joke's on you. I literally couldn't even get quests from them. Joke's on you, dickhead. Fucking cartouche. Yeah, I bet you're over here touching a cart. You fucking piece of shit. Anyway, that's also why I can't play other games, because people piss me off. I'm not leaving just yet. Y'all idiots can run in there. I'm not. I'm running just yet. I'm gonna go over here. But yeah, unfortunately haven't tried Lost Ark, because I just something about isometric games I just can't get into. Most of the games that I play have to be, third person. First person, third person. Yeah, whether it's over the shoulder or just normal. As long as it's not a fucking cover shooter. Oh, God. Cover shoot my... Anyway, But yeah. It's just weird. I'm weird when it comes to games I can play. Fuck, okay. Put this back on.
And also, it's like kind of quitting while I'm ahead, really.
Because otherwise I'm just running.
Because these changes to me
and that ain't fun.
represent the fact that Blizzard is giving in on certain matters, and it's only going to get worse. So why stick around? Why give them any more of my money? And yeah, one subscription doesn't matter to them. They're not going to notice, but still, it comes down to principles, doesn't it? And the question is, do you have strong enough principles to say that absolutely everything in this game should be part of the subscription fee? Because I believe that it should, pretty much. Things like faction transfer, things like the ability to transfer to different realms. Those should be part of the sub fee, and indeed, I'm not the only person that believes that. Tryon Worlds believes the same thing with Rift.
Why am I running faster?
They are willing to allow you to transfer, and they just have a...
Well, I mean, I got that
say,
buff,
hey,
but like,
you know
goddamn.
what? You can transfer. An ideal system to me for that kind of thing would be
20% faster movement speed is nice.
Pay money to reset that cooldown.
Just so I can get to where I need to go a little quicker.
You get free transfers, no problem at all. That service is in place. But if you're gonna be ridiculous about it, then you're gonna have to pay for it. I think that would be a very reasonable.
My internet.
And giving people maybe one free transfer every, say, 1 or 2 months would be a good idea. Would be a very good idea. And they say, well, if you want to transfer again, if you
no, because he's still running.
Well, you're gonna have to pay it for it. There you go.
And I haven't.
Regardless of the fact that this system is effectively free to maintain right now and doesn't require any kind of intervention at all from a person. I know this because I'm pretty sure that the GMs are not quick enough to transfer your entire character in 15 seconds. And I've seen it done. It's all automated these days, folks. Might not have been when it first opened up, but it certainly is now.
Well, why do people want me to... summon them.
People will keep paying for it, and in the case of faction transfer and things like that,
you know what?
Transfer, it's essential. So
I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna go D&D.
Turn around and said, "Well, there's clearly support for our faction transfer system because people
I don't want to be
paying.
disturbed.
Now they're paying for it in spite of the fee. You know, they need.
I ain't trying to fucking waste my time to get a goddamn group to summon someone to fucking Stone Talon. If I gotta run there, motherfucker, you can run there too. Not my fucking problem.
$15 to $20 on a service that really should.
You're gonna have to tip me a dick sucking to make me want to fucking do it.
Absolutely nothing. Am I okay with that, or am I okay with just sticking around in this realm where I'm not having any fun?
I
yes,
just.
It's the lesser of two evils, and sometimes you have to swallow your pride in that
Nah,
regard.
I'm not up for that.
If you want to keep playing the game.
I am not up for fucking around.
Like retarded flying lions certainly do not help. Why would they? They certainly don't enthuse me about the game. And what annoys me, I think, more than that, is that you do actually have lots of people paying for it. There was a queue on the servers. I kid you not. There was a queue to buy retarded flying lion. Why? Why were people doing this? Cat wishes to leave my room. It's telling me this by pouring my furniture to pieces. Out. That I can guarantee. And then animal cruelty people come along and say, Total Biscuit, you can't throw your cat around like that. And I say, I do not care. It's a retarded flying cat. To be fair, that's actually what it is, isn't it? It's a lion. Retarded flying cat. There we go. Why not?
What is going on with my fucking bitrate?
For Ragefire Chasm. There you go.
Why is it so bad?
You could have Razorfen Crawl if you like. Retarded Flying Kitty. It works. This is your fault. Not specifically you, but it's the player base's fault. It's the player base's fault after they showed Blizzard without question that they would pay
Where would you like to fly
millions
to?
of dollars.
Nah, you don't have Desolus.
$100 million.
I gotta fucking run down to there too.
I can't remember how much this actually made. I need to go and look, because it made a ludicrous amount of money. It really, really did. Celestial Steed. I want to know how much this actually caused. It made...
What the fuck is going on?
Of money. This is actually like an article here. Is Celestial Steed good value for money? No, you idiot! Why would you even post that? Good lord. Let's see. Aha. It made 2 million in 4 hours. I'm seeing articles here claiming it's made over $10 million. Sellers' numbers indicate total stock of ponies should net Blizzard around 10 million, while Whitaker's estimates range at $125 million total. When they actually ran out of stock of these things. When they actually How do you run out of stock in a virtual item? Apparently you can. There you go. Yep, got numbers here. Generates over $3.5 million in 24 hours. The queue for the Celestial Steed on the
I don't know what the fuck is going on with this goddamn bitrate.
140,000 people want Sparkle Pony.
I honestly don't even
that
care.
Retarded horse. And then, of course, there was a big queue for retarded flying cat as well. It's your fault. A large number of people, without a shadow of a doubt, declared with their wallets the most powerful declaration. they are okay with this. They are happily willing to purchase this thing. Don't get me wrong, it's got a nicer model, it's got a custom effect than, say, Sparkle Pony did, which was a reskin
should summon this.
using the texture from a boss that the vast majority, if not all of them, maybe bar one person, I think I know of one Insidia member who's no doubt seen Algernon, and is it Algernon?
Isaac Maul? That's kind of cool.
Who has actually seen
Isaac Maul.
And he has a Sparkle Pony, and, you know, we all make mistakes. I'll forgive him for it. But yes, textured with a boss that those people would never see.
I was like Isaac Asimov. To my dumb ass.
That's what sealed the fate of the game, really, didn't it? I think that's what keeps sealing the fate of the game. The fact that people with a more powerful voice than innumerable threads on the forums ever could will happily turn around and say, we're okay with this. We're alright with it. It's fine. It's not a problem. Here, take my money. Take my money. Take $25 that could have been spent on a good game. Give me this reskinned horse, or give me this flying cat. I'm okay with this. You know what my prediction is? In a month, nobody's riding the damn things. You know what happened with that retarded horse? Everyone in the first couple of days was riding these things, and then people immediately realized, oh god, I look like an idiot. Blizzard's ultimate trolling effort. They made you pay to make you look stupid. And now I barely see anyone on those damn things. So there you go. Congratulations. $25 for transitory glory. Disgraceful. My name is Total Biscuit. You are listening to Blue Police right here on CircleBread.com. When we come back after the break, talking a little bit about DDO. Once again, lessons that WoW could learn from this particular title. In the meantime, I'm thinking we play some more music. Why would we not, more to the point? Why would we not? I'm gonna be a typo negative. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm liking that idea. It's called Life is Killing Me. I'll be right back after this. Enjoy. Yes, indeed, folks, you're listening to Blue Please right here on CynicalBread.com with myself, Total Biscuit. I sound more enthusiastic. Why? It's because I'm going to talk about a better game. There you go. So, oh man, getting back into DDO recently just reminded me why exactly I like the way DDO works. There are so many lessons that WoW could learn from DDO. There really, really are. Turbine's always been pretty good with MMOs. I mean, they made Asheron's Call, which is widely regarded as one of the best early MMOs. They then made Lord of the Rings Online, which is pretty good. It's not my thing, because it's a little bit too much like WoW. Just a bit too much in terms of the mechanics and things like that. There are certainly some things that are different, but it's a bit too much WoW-like. Whereas DDO is just like, you know, actually, we don't care. We just don't give a damn. Don't give a damn. We're just gonna do whatever we feel like. And what you gonna do about it? Absolutely goddamn nothing. You'll play our game and you'll like it. You'll play the game the way we want you to play the game, and you will damn well like it. Oh, yes. And I actually love that attitude. I really, really do. It's like, we're Turbine. We know better than you. Yeah, you're right, actually. You do. There you go. So, there are a few things about...
Greetings. Be careful. I know not what connection you have with my brother, but it would seem he has trust with you, adventurer. I am Nataka Longhorn, and would like to welcome you to Ghostwalker Post. We have many needs of a adventurer. Talk with others. Perhaps there is need of you here. The smell of cooked fish has long been missing here at Ghostwalker Post. The trolls at Shadowprey Village are the best at catching fish. But alas, with all the centaur activities, I have little time to make a journey to the trolls. Do me a favor and journey to Shadowprey Village. Talk to the local fisherman Jinar Zillin and bring me back my favorite bloodbelly fish. The road south of here will take you west to the troll village.
Okay.
Ancestors watch over you.
We check over here first.
DDO that I really like.
No, I'll go back over there.
And for some inexplicable reason, they're not putting them in WoW. And then there are some things which actually they probably could never put in WoW because that's just not the way the game works.
No, down there.
So, the thing about DDO, the weird thing about DDO, is that the same thing that really attracts me to DDO, one of them anyway, one of the things that really attracts me to DDO is very, very similar to one of the things that was pointed out in early reviews of World of Warcraft. And that's the idea of the self-contained adventure in the form of the quest. So, the quest breaks down...
Yeah, we'll listen to that in a minute.
The Kolkar are not the only centaur of Desolus. Many clans wander these dry plains, fighting and dying against each other, and it is good that they fight among themselves, for they are strong and brutal. If the centaur united against us, they would be a fierce foe. We must deal with them before they unite. Your first task is to disrupt the Kolkar clan. Do this by killing its leader, Khan Deshepa. The Kolkar village is northeast of here. Go, and may fortune go with you.
Go.
I can do that.
What brings you here? To beat the centaur, we must use their hatred against them. We will ally with one of the clans, and through them, we will learn how to defeat all the clans. If you choose to ally with the Magram, then slay their foes, the Gelkis. This will earn you respect among the Magram. When you earn enough, then meet with the Magram spokesman Warug on the outskirts of the Magram village in southeast Desolus.
Nah. I don't give a fuck about these goddamn cunts. These goddamn centaurs. I don't even care, so we're not even gonna
Bibley
bother.
thinks he's the only goblin in Desolus who knows how to make money. Well, the only caravan brave enough to travel these parts relies on me. Ever since I learned how to rejuvenate and control aged and dying Kodos with my Kodo combobulator, the caravan owner Cork, Rigger, and I entered a partnership. Take the combobulator and use it on any ancient, aged, or dying Kodos. It will jolt the beast into a tamed Kodo and force it to follow you. Once you have a Kodo tamed, bring it back to me.
How does it work, though? Like for real, how does that work?
For real?
Yeah, give me real. No, how does that work? How we doing this? I don't understand it. Where's the Kodo Bones quest? Is that back up there? Because I don't want to go back up there. Probably is. Fuck it. Fuck the Kodo Bones. I'm not even going to deal with that shit. It's not worth it. Take it out. Oh, I should have looked for a new wand. It's the one thing I missed. Fuck. If I have to go back to Thunderblood... Well, no, I'm going to have to go to Orgrimmar at some point anyway to get to Undercity again. That'll work. Come on, bitch. Still dying, it's just rejuvenated.
Into a very,
it really doesn't change shit.
Simple little framework. And this applies to World of Warcraft, DDO, and all of the games that work this way. A quest must have a quest giver. This quest giver will have a reason for you to take the quest. Going up to this guy and talking to him will have him ask you, I have this problem. And of course it will be always a problem of some description. Maybe big or small. It's always a problem. What is this problem, you say?
4 more
He will
times.
tell you what the problem is. He will then give you an objective. That objective will always send you somewhere.
Boring ass quests.
Once you go to that place, you will carry out the objective. Once the objective is complete, revisiting that quest giver will earn you a reward in the form of experience Obviously, it will give you gold as well. And it, most of the time, not always, but most of the time, will give you a piece of loot. This is the basic framework questing requires of you. It's really as simple as that. So, what else is needed? What else? Well, nothing. Except the idea of the actual content being interesting. That's really a big deal, isn't it? Now, WoW has done that successfully with the leveling content within World of Warcraft Cataclysm. In fact, I think that's probably one of Cataclysm's proudest achievements. They have improved the leveling content drastically. It is much better. Still not where I'd like it to be, but it's much better. But I want to break it down all the way to vanilla and talk about questing and how DDO captures that old style of questing and actually does it in a much, much better way. So, I'm going to try and find the IGN review of World of Warcraft, because I'm pretty sure this actually had what we needed in it. This had the quote that I'm after. Almost surely. I'm going to find it. Let's see. Here we go, yes. I use this quote every time because it's a really good quote. Now imagine an MMO where your experience is a string of quests where you're rewarded with cool item recipe or a decent amount of pocket money, a game where the grind is virtually eliminated, a game where downtime is relatively non-existent, where enemies respawn rapidly and dynamically according to how many players are in the local area. Things like that.
Oh, it's Rexar.
That quote isn't entirely irrelevant.
Cool.
What I just said about questing kind of is. Now, the thing about questing is that questing is a self-contained adventure, and questing is actually what made the game initially very casual friendly.
And you're a bot.
Because you could spend 10 minutes in the game whenever, and you could accomplish something. And there's nothing wrong with that. And it's actually the reason that daily quests continue to exist. Because as laborious and dull as hell as they are, a casual player, and we're talking about the most casual of casual right here. I mean, we really, really are. We're talking about some guy that can maybe log in randomly for like 10 minutes. Which, I don't know, how large is the player base that can only do that? I don't know. I have no idea. There's no way to tell, is there? None. We'd have no metrics on this. So, questing helps those kind of people, but the thing about DDO is that it takes the concept of a self-contained adventure and it goes nuts with it. It's like, well, so WoW has self-contained adventures in the form of quests. You can do a quest and you've just gone on a mini adventure and you get rewarded for it. It ties it up nicely. You know? I think that's kind of the main thing, isn't it? It gives you closure. Closure is da-da! That's the sound of closure within World of Warcraft, folks. When you complete a quest, when you hand it in, that little noise, and the little reward, and the clinking of gold, and the acquisition of an item. That's ultimate closure right there. You started your adventure, you finished your adventure, you achieved something, and that, as they say, is that. And of course, that only really matters to the most casual of people, but I think the cool thing about DDO is that it does the same thing, but it appeals to a slightly more hardcore crowd. Yeah? Because everything in DDO is also, for the most part, I think there are some exceptions, like dungeons within dungeons. They do actually exist, but for the vast majority of quests, what you get is a self-contained adventure. It's more to the point, it's a handcrafted self-contained adventure. And in that case, it goes back to the same way that questing works within WoW. There is a quest giver. He has a problem. You talk to the quest giver. You go to a certain location. Except in DDO, vast majority of the time, there are some exceptions, but the vast majority of the time, you enter a door or some kind of gate.
I don't know how that thing's able to turn their skin color a different color, but
little squiggle, swirly thing.
That's
it looks
weird.
like Dreamcast logo. So you go into Dreamcast Dungeon, and Dreamcast Dungeon will then display a menu, and it will say, This is the level of this adventure. This is what you will expect here. This might be a challenging
Huh.
adventure, which requires you to do a party.
Well,
That's
it's
actually
named.
something that I found rather amusing. A few days ago, I
That's
decided I'm going to go
odd.
to the necropolis and try and record an adventure for you guys and show it.
But it's
to you.
named.
And then I
Probably
realized
not a
the dungeon
bot.
I'd gone into was actually impossible to do without a party. And you might think, oh, well, it's not
Probably.
creative. No, it was literally impossible to do. There were switches that people had to throw at the same time. Your party actually had to split up, throw those switches at the same time, and it was impossible to solo. You could not do it. You couldn't even do it with hirelings, as far as I'm aware. You had to have other people with it. And the majority of quests in DDO are not like that, but there are some in there, certainly. The weird thing about DDO, I suppose, is the fact that dungeons, in the way that you would expect them to be in WoW, and questings, the lines blur between them, to the point where actually there really isn't a difference between them. Because all of this questing is done in an instance, everything is a dungeon. And for God's sake, it's Dungeons and Dragons. Why would it not? Why would it not be? So in this case, you can do the dungeons solo, or you can do them as a group. And by default, there are 4 difficulty levels available for pretty much every quest. Again, some exceptions, but for most of them. And for some of them, there's also a 5th, which is basically heroic. Yeah? At maximum level, you can do that dungeon again on epic difficulty, which is the same as heroic. You have to be level 20 to do it, and of course, it yields all manner of rewards, and it's really hard. Incredibly difficult. There are still plenty of dungeons at that level. You can go in there to acquire gear and all sorts of things. Guild Renown, for instance.
What's up? 3, 4, and 5. Excellent. I asked for 5 tamed Kodos, and I get 5 tamed Kodos. I am going to be rich. Yes, very rich. I hope to see the look on Bibley's green face when he hears about my success. Hurry back!
Yeah, okay. Well, you sit there and wonder about the success. I got a motherfucker up here to decapitate. Yeah. So let's go get him.
I mean, guilds in DDO, I think, have like 100 levels. It takes much longer to get through that. Oh yeah, and guild airships. Yes. Something I was hoping for. Wow, it's like, why can we not have a guild something? No, you're not allowed that. That's oh well. Anyway, back to the point, I suppose. The idea of the self-contained adventure. It's self-contained in the fact that it is scripted. It's got voice acting in it pretty much all the time. Not all of it, but most of it. In the form of the Dungeon Master that says, well, this is why you're here, and then advances the storyline along. And it seems cheesy, but it helps. It really, really does. It brings the immersion factor to the fore on that one. And it, once again, gives you the impression that you are in a self-contained adventure, because that's exactly what it is. A dungeon within DDO is basically an adventure that you would have in a tabletop. But it's much shorter most of the time. Obviously, doing the kind of things that you did in DDO in the tabletop and pen and paper versions of Dungeons and Dragons would take hours. In Dungeons and Dragons Online, you can do it in about 10-15 minutes, maybe, because, of course, it's all self-contained, and more to the point, it's in real time. There are longer dungeons and quests, certainly. But you get the point.
I hope they leave me alone.
So what happens?
Watch them stealth over here and fucking kill me.
Because you are able to
Like a
do that,
fucking
and
piece
because
of
you then
shit.
get a satisfying conclusion, usually you get treasure chests at the end of it. And because they don't really do random loot drops in the same way as WoW, it feels more exciting. It's the same thing, but it's delivered in a different way, and actually that delivery is what makes all the difference. For instance, you can get random green drops in dungeons, and of course you can get random blues and things like that, and you get boss drops, but DDO doesn't really do it that way. DDO does it all from chests. And chests appear when you complete certain objectives, and usually when you beat the dungeon. You don't get random drops in the same way. Sure, some monsters do drop little collectible bags, and usually they've got collectibles which can be handed into various vendors in order to gain rewards, but most of the time, the loot that you get is from chests. And even the experience you get from dungeons and quests in DDO is actually the end of the quest. Because you don't earn experience in the same way. and you don't earn loot the same way. And I think that because of that, it gives massive
Of
advantage
course.
to DDO in terms of that sense of closure. Going back to that old idea of what questing was in WoW. The old vanilla idea of a self-contained adventure. The loot and the experience that you all get in one go at the end of a quest. You get no experience from killing monsters, folks. You don't. You get no experience from doing that whatsoever. None. None at all. You get it all at the end.
There he
It's
is.
all calculated by a scorecard. You can see where it came from. And you get
Weird.
more experience if you do the dungeon in a better way. And even you get all your loot at the end, and you loot the chest, and your whole party's like, "Ooh, what's in the chest? What am I going to get?"
Thought he would have
Because
been over
everybody
there
gets
like he usually is.
You don't have to roll against other people. Everyone gets their own set of loot from there. It's like, yeah, this is great. That was the end of our adventure. That was the really cool thing. Once you hand it in, and even actually once you've done the quest and once you go to do the hand in, you then get randomly generated loot at the end. I suppose it's kind of, I don't know, it's weird, isn't it? Because I think I can see both sides of the argument. When you're doing a quest and you know that there's going to be a good item at the end that you need, I suppose you feel more motivated to do it. But I think the exciting thing about questing in DDO is that more often than not, the quest giver will randomly generate some of the loot. Sure, some quests will definitely reward you with a choice of things that were there by default. Like, for instance, anyone that's played through the low levels knows about the nicked weapons, yeah? The nicked longsword, the nicked heavy mace, the nicked short sword, and so forth. Those are there for a really good reason. Really good reason. Because, of course, they're designed to make sure that by that point you actually have a really good weapon. But the vast majority of them, they're not preset. And it'll generate like 6 or 7 different things. Like, for instance, one I did earlier, I generated some stuff, it's like, oh, look, it just generated me a +3 heavy mace. That's actually really useful. But I could look through this stuff, well, as, I could take the +3 heavy mace, or I could maybe take the
He's
+1
shooting
heavy
him to
mace
death?
of
That's a
something,
choice.
which has got a special ability, so maybe that might be good, I don't know. Or I can just not do that at all. I can take Guild Renown, which is just Guild Experience. I can hand it in if there's nothing else that I want there. So that's what it comes down to, folks. DDO takes the idea of WoW questing, and it takes it all the way beyond what WoW has done with it. It knows why people prefer adventures in that format, and it expands on it, and it perfects it, in my opinion. Because I don't know of a game that has questing better than DDO. As far as I'm concerned, that game does not exist yet. DDO has the best questing in any MMO ever. And it's all because of the way that it's structured, and the way that the rewards are distributed, and the way that everything is self-contained. In every way, even mechanically, it's self-contained. It is an instance. Everything is self-contained. And once you've done a quest, you can log off and feel completely satisfied with your play experience. My name is Total Biscuit. You're listening to Blue Please right here on cynicalbread.com with myself, Total Biscuit. So good that I said it twice. A reminder, folks, donations for Nordrasil Radio to help them go to DreamHack. Head over to nordrasilradio.com. There's a donate button there. They're currently, I believe, out of €75 out of the 600 they need. So thanks for your generosity. If you've got any dollars lying around, just some spare change in your PayPal, feel free to donate to Nordrasil Radio. In the meantime, I think I'm going to play you some Avantasia. Why not? It's called The Looking Glass. Enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, you're tuning in to Blue Please right here on cynicalbread.com with myself, Total Biscuit, the
Yeah, let's go.
Yes. Okay, folks. Have some. I'm going to have a look through and see what's worth a while. Nope, that's rubbish. Just having a look through these emails. Had a few come in during the break. Thought, maybe these are reasonable.
That's still recharging.
That's an advice thing. I don't do advice. Not anymore. Nope, that's rubbish. Rubbish. Good lord. These are all actually terrible.
I need to get closer.
Every one of these is awful. Every last one of them. That's so sad. Every guy that's emailed in today, I was thinking, oh, maybe there'll be another good one. No. They're all awful. Every one of them is terrible. They're either asking for advice or they're things that I certainly can't talk about. So there you go. I am turning to the chat room. Because the rest of you
Okay,
are
fuck it. I'm
useless.
not gonna fight these assholes.
Absolutely terrible.
It takes too fucking long.
Okay, so to the chat room. No, I'm not talking about the Warhammer 40,000 MMO because there's no information about it. No, it's not mailbox@cynicalbrit.com. If you've been emailing into that, you're an idiot. It's the murloc@gmail.com. Like a bunch of people emailed in there. I wonder if there's anything decent here. Let's see. No, no. It's all about console gaming. No, 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 no. So, you can PM me. I will pick one. Yes, I know the spam's going to be horrible. You can PM me on IRC and I will pick one from there. There's nobody that emailed in.
Okay. Why do they call them two cuts?
Blood and well done. This swift act against the Kolkar is an effective show of strength, and strength is what the Centaur understand best. The death of the Kolkar leader will not only disrupt that clan, but give pause to the others. Now that you scared the Centaur clans, it's time to bleed them. When traveling Desolus, hunt Centaur. I don't care which clan you hunt, just gather ears. A horde of ears. By weakening their numbers, you will weaken their resolve and stamp out any thoughts of expansion. Good hunting, adventurer.
Okay.
Peace, friend.
Not a reasonable thing. Speak slower, FFS. Learn to listen faster. It's not my fault that you listen too slowly. I do not speak too quickly.
Yeah, just stopping by to say hi. Yeah, hope your weekend
See what
went
we've
well,
got.
dude. Look here for
We're
a
not
bit.
talking about esports. It's a
Thanks
fucking
for
WoW show,
dropping
for God's
in
sake. We
beer.
don't care about StarCraft 2 on this show.
My weekend's gone alright enough, so
Let's
can't
see.
complain.
Round about the line some more. No,
Just
more
kinda
round about
bored,
the line.
but-
That's not a question. That's
Yeah,
not
hope you're
spam.
doing well.
There's nothing to say about
Hope your
Dreamhack,
evening's
and I
going
will
well.
be there.
And all that shit.
Will the Star Wars MMO kill WoW?
But yeah, thanks for
No.
dropping in,
The
man.
only
I
thing
do
that'll kill
appreciate
WoW
it.
is WoW. Hellgate reboots. Oh my god. And the
Yeah,
Mythos
it's just
reboot.
so much.
Colour me not so enthusiastic.
There's just so much I
about
can
Hellgate, which was
give
already
a fuck
fairly
about
grindy
doing
game
the
to
same
begin with.
quest
It had
basically
a
twice
pretty
now.
good setting going for it, but it was pretty damn grindy, and it wasn't an amazing game by
Yeah.
any stretch of the imagination. Being picked up by a Korean company
In an
and being
area I
relaunched
probably
as a
shouldn't even
free-to-play.
fucking be
Why
in.
would this enthuse me? Somebody please try and explain this. That is a terrible idea. It's like, oh my god, Hellgate's coming back. Like, oh,
But yeah.
but look who's developing it. Oh my god, no, no. Absolutely not. What else do we have? Portable gaming and tablets. Don't care. A threat to PCs.
There's a valley to the
Not a threat to
southeast,
PCs.
the Valley
They're
of
not powerful
Bones,
enough, and you
haunted
don't
by
have a mouse and
Magrum
keyboard on
Ghost.
them.
No.
Simple as that.
Can't.
No more of a threat to PCs than the iPad.
Can't
is.
really
The iPad
do
have a
that
keyboard and
yet
mouse?
anyway.
No, then I'm not going to use it.
Could, but I'm
What else
not.
do we have? League of Legends has absolutely nothing to do with World of Warcraft. Talk about Diablo 3? No, because there's nothing to talk about. Diablo 3 is coming out. It's probably coming out this year. A lot of it will be shown at one and only BlizzCon. I would predict that the release date will be announced at BlizzCon. I would predict
Oh, I
the
got
release
2
date will be
points.
sometime late November, maybe early December. But
Just
I
nothing to
put
put any
money on
points
Diablo 3
into.
being out this year. Aside from that, I will play Diablo 3, I will cover Diablo 3, and I have nothing else to say on the matter. What else do we have? Yes, this is a rapid fire illusion of choice right here. I'm giving the illusion that I'm actually going to spend more than 30 seconds on these questions. That's a lot of spam right now. Bloodline Champions, don't care, nothing to do with WoW. Am I going to play WoW again? If it's not terrible, why don't I play Lotro? Because it's too much like World of Warcraft, and I don't want a WoW clone right now. We're talking about freemium games versus subscription-based cash shop. That's actually there we go. That's a good question. I like that. Freemium is a good word. No doubt I'll get annoyed with it eventually, but still. Freemium is an interesting business model, isn't it? Because it's what DDO has. And
Oh, look at
other
that.
games
It's
are
a
going that
fucking
way as
bot.
well. So, freemium, if I understand it correctly,
I hate
he's
them
telling
so
me that that's
goddamn
cash
much.
shop
Can I
versus
beat a
monthly
bot?
subscriptions. I mean, to me, the idea of
At this level?
freemium is if you have the choice of either
Is the bot
playing the
gonna
game
fight any-
with microtransactions or by
No,
paying with
bot's
monthly
gonna-
subscription, but that both methods are equally viable. So to me, that's
bot gets into
actually
a
way
fight,
of
hey,
choosing
I gotta-
how you want to consume the content. For instance, if I was
Well,
an
32 though.
extremely casual player of DDO and I only played for a very short period of time
Meh.
every month, then to me, a subscription would not be worthwhile.
Should not even stop it. Okay.
So I would want to play for free.
That's how you
Which
know
I
it's a
can do.
bot.
However, here's the thing about the DDO model is
Not
kind
even
of
recalling
weird,
the
and
pet.
actually it's also kind of cool in the process, because you can play that game entirely for free, but it's going to take you a lot of time to do it. You're going to have to grind. Because everything you can acquire in the cash shop, with
Whatever,
the
that.
exception of like boosts and things like
Yeah,
that.
hey, Phylon. How you doing this
The most
evening?
important thing actually about that is leveling sigils. Leveling sigils are required to get past certain level points.
Probably,
and you
yeah,
can get
bot
those
was
drops
5 levels
by
higher than me.
basically
I couldn't
grinding
take
for
them
or
on
you can
anyway.
just buy them. Or, of course, if you happen to be subscribed, you don't need them at all. That's 3 ways.
You're good.
There's the
Glad to hear
free-to-play
that.
way,
I'm
the
alright
microtransaction
myself.
way,
Can't complain.
And there's the premium way, the subscription.
Just, you know,
The subscription way is
Bored.
a traditional style of subscription. It's just like
basically.
World of Warcraft or any other game. I pay.
I've done all these fucking same quests I'm gonna do now.
Plan is $10 a month.
In this
I'm fairly
stream.
sure I paid $29.97.
I've done on my
for the
rogue
subscription,
already, leveling my
if I remember
rogue up,
correctly.
so it's like, fuck.
So yeah, $10
doing
a
the
month.
same
Long ago,
shit.
a dwarf came to this land.
I think it's about
His
$13,
name was Hemet, and he
$14 otherwise.
You know
So-
what?
Isn't that an...
You know what? I've been wanting to avoid Stranglethorn. You know what? Fuck it.
Long ago, a dwarf came to this
We're gonna
land.
go to
His
Stranglethorn.
name was Hemet, and he wished to hunt great beasts.
Be
His
stupid
skills
and
with the
leveled up
rifle
there.
were uncanny, and we spent many days hunting together. Even the enmity between our peoples was forgotten. When he left Desolus for Stranglethorn, I vowed to one day welcome him back so that we may hunt again. Now is that time. Take this coat of horn to Hemet. He will know it is from me. You will find him in Stranglethorn, north of the Grumgold base camp. Ancestors watch.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll go to fucking Stranglethorn because I haven't been there. I've been avoiding that place intentionally. But you know, fuck it. We'll be retarded and go there this time.
Hello, man.
Because what the fuck else am I gonna do? You got confirmed Bachelor and Fallout. You're not gave it 10% damage, 10% damage. Yeah, of course you don't like guys. Yeah, hey. Damage is
Where would
damage.
you like to fly to?
Ain't nothing gay about that. Fuck, where was I gonna go? Stranglethorn, right.
Goodbye.
I think there. But yeah, ain't nothing gay about it. Not at all. God, I wish I had more weed. How the fuck are any of these videos getting views? It's so dumb. Well, yeah, you can't lie to yourself. You picked it because you like it. Hey. That's the only reason to pick any of those perks. Isn't it? God, just flying to fucking Orgrimmar is so boring. Fuck it.
Interesting model.
Put that back on.
There's also another way of getting around it, and that's by having friends.
What?
You might wonder, well, what happens if you don't pay? Well,
What are
some of
those?
the content is actually premium, so a lot of the quests and adventures are premium. The thing is, you can get to level 20 without buying any content. And you can either do that by repeating dungeons, and of course the game does have a system whereby you can do that, because of course it's got 4 difficulty levels. And you can earn the maximum amount of experience by doing a dungeon in the most optimal way. For instance, fighting all the breakables, discovering all the hidden areas, disarming all the traps, killing all of the monsters, including all of the hidden ones, doing all the side objectives and things like that. You get bonuses for that, so it's funny. If you're playing for free, you're actually encouraged to do so in the most optimal way possible.
Get me some Pop-Tarts.
But then again, there's another way of doing it. Because DDO is often designed to be played with other people, so what you have is a system whereby other people could buy you a guest pass, and it's very, very cheap. Right? It's using the cash shop currency, which is turbine points, and you can get a guest pass for somebody, and once they go into the dungeon, they basically got an hour to clear it out. And that works too. And if you've got friends that subscribe to the game, or otherwise just buy turbine points, and they're willing to be generous, they can buy you a guest pass. It won't cost them much, it costs like about 10 or 15 turbine points, which is... Isn't it, what, 500 turbine points for $5 or something like that? Remember correctly? I don't know. I actually do not know how much is a turbine point. Let us find out. Oh yes, 400 turbine points is actually $6.50, so that... What does that work out? Yeah, 64 turbine points to the dollar. So you're looking maybe about 20, 25 cents if you buy them in that denomination. So it's not a lot. Plus also when you gain favor points, you can gain turbine points that way, and that's earned in-game, so... It's just really interesting, isn't it, to see how many ways there are to approach delivering content to someone, and I think that's actually what makes DDO successful. I think people aren't really aware of this, but I'm fairly sure that DDO actually has about 3 million players. That's what I was hearing anyway. I'm gonna have to have a look. I'm fairly sure it is. Yeah, Ars Technica actually has an article. Behold the power of free. There we go. I want to see if it actually tells you. Do they have numbers here? I know they said they tripled their profits by doing that. And that's an interesting thing to look at as well, because when you have people that subscribe to another game, it's really hard to get them to also subscribe to your game. It's problematic, isn't it? And the funny thing is, this is an interesting number from 2009 here, from an Ars Technica article. Since they went free to play in 2009, their subscriptions actually increased by 40%. They got 40% more subs, yeah? And that's subscribers. I'm not talking about free-to-play players here. It's really interesting. I'm just very surprised a lot more games aren't going along this model. Yep, 14th of May 2010... DDO is the third most played MMO on the market right now, according to the NPD annual surveys. WoW players make up 30% of MMO players, RuneScape 10%, DDO 7%. Interesting. It also said that WoW players are looking at different games. In 2010, 11% of WoW players actually went to try DDO. Huh. According to that survey, of course. We don't know how accurate that really is. That's interesting. So, I think the conclusion to make... Oh yeah, there's another one from Engage Digital. Yeah. February 26, 2010, since it relaunched in September 2009, gained over 1 million new players. Overall DDO revenue has increased 500% since the release of the Eberron Unlimited model. It works. And actually a lot of other games going that way. They made Lotro that way, and Age of Conan is doing that too. I know Age of Conan made a level free at any point, but I just think it's a really good model. And what it comes down to is, look, we accept that you might be on a limited budget right now, and we're willing to make concessions to allow you to experience the content in a number of different ways. We're going to give you the choice as to how that happens. And to me, that seems like a much fairer model. To me, that's doing right by your customers, as opposed to World of Warcraft, which is like, well, you have to pay $15 a month in order to play, and here's all these other services that also cost money. Whereas DDO is like, well, here's these services and items and things that cost money, but all of these are actually available in the game anyway if you want to go and work for them. It's up to you. You could subscribe, or you could not. You could play for free, and you could repeat some of the content to make sure you can level up and grind for the leveling sigils, or you can have friends give you stuff, or you can buy the adventure packs you want to do, and you can just avoid buying the ones that you don't. It's pretty good, isn't it? Pretty good. I like it. I think it's very sensible. I think that more companies should follow that. And hell, eventually I'd expect Blizzard to. It's going to take them a while, but I think they will. squeeze the last little bit of milk juice out of that dying cow that we call World of Warcraft. Not that's going to die for another couple of years yet, but it's getting there. It will eventually go down. It'll go the way of any other MMO. But I feel that it will kill itself. It will not be killed by other games. Right, folks. I've got a few minutes left for shoutouts, so send them in to themurloc@gmail.com. That is themurloc@gmail.com. Alternatively, you can PM me on IRC with your shoutout or send me a tweet if you like. Sounds like a good idea. But some people saying, I hate it. I don't want to buy content piecemeal. You don't have to, as I clearly explained. That's the wonderful thing about choice. And if people don't listen, well, that's their own problem, isn't it? Oh my. Okay. A shout out comes in for the Dark Chaos. Or indeed from Dark Chaos to Dark Chaos's girlfriend. They have a 1-year anniversary today. Congratulations for not killing each other. A shout out to myself and Jesse Cox for making me buy Terraria instead of paying for my mobile phone service this month. They could wait a few more weeks. Wow, you are irresponsible. That comes from Clankio or Twan. Oh dear. Shout out for Richter for getting Conclave of the Wind achievement before Blizzard nerfs it into the ground. Yes, indeed. What is this guy? This guy's a freaking idiot. I've got this guy on IRC, WFTTF, who keeps spamming about 40k. Play Dark Crusade, it's better than StarCraft. Get out! It's a terribly balanced game. Idiot. Good lord.
Alright, let's get on the fucking Stranglethorn.
Tomorrow. That's from Nils. Shout out to Scourgebane for giving the only real illusion of choice, indeed. A shout out to Intricacy for being the angry badger that sorted all the DreamHack stuff out. That's from Charming, yes indeed. A shout out to Machete Swap for finally defeating Neff normal after 78 attempts. That's some dedication right there. A shout out to TB for getting DDO. That's from Tiro. A shout out to all the haters. Keep on tanking. That's from Tony G. A shout out to Immortal on Blade's Edge server for Gnome Rapuns giving up on raiding. That's from Alex Power. And a shout out to the Guild IX. I believe that's also 9 in Roman numerals on Twisting Nether Horde EU. That's from Will Game for Gold. A shout out to the bacon in all the world. That's from Vigilant Penguin. A shout out to all
You
the
know
kids
what?
that have
Nah,
summer break.
fuck it.
Ugh, that's kinda
We're gonna go to
scary.
South Shore.
To all
Or Terran
the
Mill
free
again.
MMO games
Fuck
online.
that.
What, all two
There's no
of them?
goddamn way I'm gonna go to
And a
fucking
shout out to
Stranglethorn.
Shooter for being up all
I'd
night
be
and
absolutely
completing it for the first
100% retarded to even think about that.
I'm done.
Fuck that.
I'm out of here, folks. Thank you very much. Remember to donate to
I'm gonna
Nordrassil
fucking
Radio
go
to help
there.
them get to DreamHack. They are a volunteer organisation. They very much need it. Head over to nordrassilradio.com, find the donation link, pop it in right there. It's the way to do it, folks. What shall we go out on? I'm sure I can find something right here.
How
Because-
fucking long is this gonna be?
So, yes. I think it's more Turasas. I haven't played enough of the new Turasas, you know that? That's got to...
Alright, that's coming to a fucking end.
Welcome to part 1 of Censor Gaming's video series, taking a look at how Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters was censored in the US by English localizers for kids' entertainment. There are many changes between the Japanese and English versions, and whilst it will be great to be able to go through them all, as there are so many, this series will be focusing on the ones that are censorship in nature. Censorship being defined as changes that were made for moral related reasons, such as due to wanting to target a younger audience. But with that out of the way, let's kick things off with the first ever episode, which is titled The Terrifying Blue Eyes White Dragon over in Japan. This episode features Yugi's debut battle with Kaiba, which he gets coerced into following his grandpa being defeated and sent to hospital due to Kaiba's new advanced 3D battle system. The fact that the monsters and attacks appear on the field in a dramatic fashion causes his grandpa to collapse from shock. In Japan though, Kaiba will taunt Yugi, saying that the old man is dying. This was removed in the 4Kids version so that his grandpa is just called weak. Next up is a Series Y change that has been made to Yugi's signature card, the Dark Magician. Occult references are a big source of censorship to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise, and it is this reason why the Dark Magician was renamed in the English release from its Japanese name of the Black Magician. References to black magic being seen as too taboo for Western shores. Normally when the Dark Magician attacks in the Japanese version, his attack name will be called Black Magic 2. The attack name was completely removed in the English release with no substitute being given. Occult references are also the reason for our next change, which is a Series Y change that's been made to Exodia. In the Japanese version, the card designs will show triangular objects around the border, the intention being that when the cards are combined into one, a pentagram will be displayed. 4Kids changed this to a spellbinding circle instead. Changes were also made to the graphics when Exodia is summoned to the field. In Japan, a pentagram will be displayed, whereas in the English version this was obscured with a lot more lines. And lastly, for episode 1 is a change made to Yami Yugi's Mind Crush special power, an ability that's not really mentioned in the dub but plays a big part in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Storyline. Holders of Millennium items such as Yugi's Millennium Puzzle are able to inflict supernatural punishments to people who either lose or cheat in a shadow game. Mind Crush is the name for one of Yami Yugi's punishments, and whilst it can allow him to kill his opponent, it can also be used for other purposes like is seen in this episode. In the Japanese version, Yami Yugi uses his Mind Crush on Kaiba to seal away the evil in his heart. This is a reference to the manga, where instead of just sealing away the evil, Kaiba's heart is shattered into pieces and turned into a puzzle, sending him into a coma. In the English version, there is no mention of any of this, and Yugi just tells him to open his mind and maybe he'll begin to see why he lost. Next up we have episode 2, which is titled The Illusionist No-Face Trap over in Japan. This episode features numerous monster names that were renamed in the English version. The first of these being Devil Dragon, which was changed to Komori Dragon in the English release, with Komori being the Japanese word for bat. It is likely that this was renamed to remove the occult devil part of its name. This is similar to the change that was made to Summon Demon, or Summon Skull as it's known in English territories. The word demon is something that's been removed many times. For instance, in the Japanese version of the game, there is a whole monster type known as the Demon type. This was renamed in English versions though to the Fiend type. Another monster type that's been changed is the Undead type, which was renamed to the Zombie type. It is likely that this was to try and distance the franchise away from mentioning death. This also sees monsters such as episode 2's Undead Warrior renamed in the English version to Zombie Warrior instead. But to move away from that and onto episode 3, which is titled The Lost Exodia in Japan. The first censorship change made to this episode can be found when Yugi gets beaten up by a bully in a flashback scene. Listen carefully and you'll notice that the 4Kids dub removed the loud punch sound effects. Another change was made to the scene that introduces Mai. The 4Kids version on the right removed a scroll up effect that pans up her body. This was likely due to them feeling it was too suggestive in nature. Apparently 4Kids also felt that characters needing to pee was too inappropriate as well, as is shown in our next scene. Here Tristan and Taya sneak on board the boat to Julius Kingdom, and in the Japanese version, Taya is complaining about needing to go to the bathroom. In the 4Kids version though, she is complaining about being cold. In Japan, Tristan tells her to just pee in the corner, and so she gets angry and says that she's not a boy. In the English version, Tristan instead says something that's gone on to become a meme in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Fanbase due to it seeming very random.
Hey, Taya, stay down or we're busted.
It's freezing out here. I can't sit still.
In another few hours, the sun will rise.
That's not funny, Tristan.
The English version also removed a bit of extra animation showing Taya squirming. Following that, we have a change that was made to Mai and Rex Raptor seen inside Rex's private quarters. Using her seductive charm, she tells Rex that if she wins in a game, she gets to have his room, whilst if he wins, she will give him a kiss. This causes Rex to blush with
turn that shit in
embarrassment.
first.
In the Japanese version though, this could be seen as more suggestive in nature, as she says that she will do whatever he tells her to do. Mai's cards also got changed due to their suggestive designs. The design of Harpy Lady had extra clothing added to it so that less skin is shown. The Harpy Lady power-up card, Cyber Shield, was also altered to remove the spikes coming out of the breastplate. It also had its name changed in the English version from the Japanese name Cyber Bondage. And then lastly, yet another change made to Mai in this episode is another removal of a pan-up shot of her body. In the 4Kids footage on the right, you can see that they replaced the shot of the lower part of her body with another shot of the cards. That's all for this time though, but part 2 will be coming soon, taking a look at the next episode and more. If this is something you're interested in, then please make sure to subscribe and leave a comment below, and until next time, thank you for watching. Welcome to part 2 of Censor Gaming's video series, taking a look at how Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters was censored in the US by English localizers for kids' entertainment. There are many changes between the Japanese and English versions, and whilst...
Okay. Guess he does that for every fucking episode? He couldn't just do it all in one go? God damn. Okay, find something fucking else. Check my mail. Cool.
The harlot, the swine. Kanata still lives, her family healthy and prospering while I suffer. Forsaken indeed. My family...
Fuck.
The harlot, the swine. Kanata still lives, her family healthy and prospering while I suffer. Forsaken indeed. My family is gone, taken by the plague. Our estate also forfeit, looted and burned during the war. And after all that, her and her lousy children had the audacity to steal the only precious belongings I had left. I don't care about the things they stole anymore. What I want now are their heads. Kill them for me. Go to the Dabbery farmstead in Arathi, northeast of Refuge Point. Embrace the shadow.
Eventually.
Sweeping the bat pens with this broom is not befitting a gap.
Nope, not going there.
How may I be of service?
Take me there, bitch. That's how you can be in service. Why the fuck? You know what, fuck it. This is entertaining. For me. I don't give a fuck about anybody but myself, so I'm gonna listen to it. Or kind of watch it.
Ladies and germs.
Boys and girls, children of all ages.
My COVID phlegm is gone. Which is incredible. I don't even know what it was. Some respiratory illness I had for like 3 months. Now I'm all fine. I used to smoke. I don't really smoke anymore. Do you smoke at all?
No, but you still smoke now.
No, never.
Like,
ever.
don't really smoke to me, says.
No, I haven't had a cigarette since like New Year's, like 2 years ago.
Huh.
So it's
Really?
yeah.
Fuck, I thought you were smoking more recently.
No. Basically, when I turned 50, I was like, "This is you can't really do that." And then when you're in the winter in Canada and you're smoking, you're next to some 3-foot high Portuguese guy like huffing cigarettes. You're like, "Ugh, this guy's a loser. Like, fuck this. I'm not gonna smoke."
Do you like cigars?
Not really. I smoked some in the Cuba episode, but it just produces too much goober, and you just. I used to, I smoked more hash than weed. I was more of a hash guy than a weed guy.
I love hash.
But
I don't
but
do
you
it
would smoke
often,
it with
but I still
tobacco.
love it. Yeah.
And then you do like super huffs as a kid of like these, quarter-ounce hash
Notable
coners, and
talent
you're
of
like
the-
in it.
A notable talent of the Wizards of Dalaran is their familiarity with elementals, powerful creatures from other dimensions. The wizards use magical tokens as a means to control these elementals. Magus Void Glare would like some of these tokens to study. Enter the territories of the Dalaran wizards west of Hillsbrad and gather the tokens. You might find the tokens on any citizen of Dalaran, but I suggest hunting at the internment camp. It's safer than Dalaran itself. I came to Terran Mill to research, but now must resolve a crisis. You see, 4 Forsaken fled the Undercity a few months ago. They turned their backs on their brethren. But what's worse, they stole from the Dark Lady. These thieves broke into a secure vault and stole 4 artifacts, items our apothecaries required in certain studies. Sylvanas would have these artifacts returned. The thieves fled the Undercity to Dalaran, and those wizards quarantined them in the Lord Emir internment camp.
Okay.
Trust no one.
I already don't.
What will you require?
Maulers,
Embrace
no.
the shadow.
What does he want?
A warrior of the Horde.
Fuck no. I ain't going back to Desolus for a long time. Alright. Then that'll work. I'll go get Dick Cunt's fucking rod first. Put that down there. No, leave it at that. Okay. And that works.
So we're doing
makes
like
me wanna
hash
leave.
and weed, like
Yeah.
like rolling those.
And I didn't really mix them.
I remember this guy would have like bricks of fucking hash, like bricks,
Kilos.
right? And they were like stashed in your basement.
Yeah.
hiding
Well,
in there.
I had friends who were like mega drug dealers, and my house was on a ravine. So I had built in my backyard this wooden like chest where I had all of the hash hidden in this 1,000,000-foot ravine. You remember?
Yeah, yeah.
So
detail.
there's no way anyone could ever find it. Like even with dogs.
Yeah, right, some assholes already here.
People paid me to keep their hash, and I had friends that got busted by the cops, and I had like 6 kilos of their hash
Okay, finally.
in my backyard. So I like saved their ass. That's like back then. This is what 80s. 20 years in prison.
Really?
For some fucking Jewish pal who's like, you get caught with that much heat back in the day.
What your mom got? She knew but didn't.
Yeah, I gave my mom
Huh.
5 G's of cash.
Okay, I get that chest?
They were so poor.
Didn't you write it down her cheek?
No.
I just flipped it. I dried her hair with it. I was like, she's
Mom,
my
get
mom's
your
kind of
clothes back on.
my mom's kind of
Yeah, I don't feel like PvPing.
Like I gave my parents were so poor, I gave them allowance. You know what I mean?
Just don't feel like it.
Almost as bad as you. Probably equally bad. In terms of business.
Yeah,
Charging.
Okay.
And we're talking about torture. Okay, torture season 4.
Okay, season 4, episode 7.
Yeah, but I want to say something about torture, which is that you guys remember there's a lot of Jackass comparisons, like as if you guys are like these like torture slots or whatever you want to call it. Like, you guys, neither of you, I would say, would be into any kind of physical injury whatsoever, even a pinch on the cheek.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that was a misconception. You guys were like into getting hurt. Like you were stunned guys, right?
Yeah, not
But
into
you were
it.
totally not. I mean, the humiliations were, I mean, maybe the closest comparison to Jackass, right? But it's like,
Yeah.
they weren't like, yeah, give it to me. It was
I
like,
think the shows that hurt the most were 69, which was brutal. Stay Awake was fucking torture.
No, torture was torture.
Torture wasn't torture for me. But you know, Torture's the only episode in the entire series of 88 episodes where I intentionally lost. I intentionally lost, and I thought I'm gonna invent all these tortures, which are all humiliations. Every single torture segment, which is also a mini comps episode, which we did mini comps episodes.
Mini comps in the first season, I feel like we blew a few potential full episode ideas.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, there's a bunch. I don't know. That's a whole other one we should talk about. But yeah, it was fun. Spenny got tortured, and he felt like a winner. Right? Because
Yeah.
everyone would be like, yeah,
Yeah.
fucking give it to me.
Yeah, but it's so weird that you would think, like, you would think he's like, because this you reminded me of something, is because we knew that Spencer was obsessed with winning the competitions. He was blinded by winning the competitions, and he couldn't see anything beyond that. So when he's winning a competition, he's so excited because he basically lost 90% of them, or most of them. You know, the only ones I really lost were the ones that I did something stupid in.
Any win for him is a win, even if he had to
Yeah, so I kind of knew that if he's winning these competitions, even though that they're sick and disgusting and totally humiliating, like he's like, I'm beating Kenny. That's all that matters. He doesn't realize that sticking a hot dog up his ass, that I'm intentionally not doing it. Because he's winning, he doesn't even care. He's just like it was so hard by season 4 for him to get a win. And Matt and Trey were on the show, so I think he wanted to prove to them that he's not some fucking loser. That loses.
Hot dog up the shitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is boring.
I mean, when was the last time you saw this episode?
A long time ago.
Like that's the thing. I mean, people,
20 years ago.
Look, we get letters from all around the world. People
So
ask
waiting for
questions,
fucking respawns.
whatever. But like seriously, like most of these shows, I haven't seen them since they aired.
Yeah.
So it's like the fans know way more, right, about these shows. Like they ask questions like, "What about the fucking the ketchup?" And it's like, "What ketchup?"
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck you're
It's like William Shatner at a Star Trek convention.
Yeah.
Going Stardate 7-B9. He's like, what? It's like.
And people are like, actually, technically, that was the year before. You're supposed to be. It's like, what? Yeah. It's admirable how much people know, but like, I haven't seen this since it aired. I think. Yeah. So I don't know what to expect.
What did you think of season 4?
I feel we found our stride. It was cool being on Comedy Central. Holy shit, man, Trey, like amazing.
Yeah.
I think it was a good season because like season 3 was a bit of a. I mean, I think we're kind of embracing the craziness and kind of.
Well, season 3
took
got a
risks.
little. I got a little cartoony, and I had to dial it back.
I mean, yeah, not to look too deep in that closet, but I mean, I remember Spenny. His positive feedback was like, he's like, oh, it's like wrestling, like you just embrace absurdity.
Yeah, he wouldn't. He just got more and more like intense and angrier and less fun to kind of be with as the seasons went on. Which Matt and Trey loved how you know OCD and neurotic and anger. They always wanted me to make him angry. I can make the guy angrier.
But like as far as the trajectory of the show goes, like there's seasons 1 through 4, and then 5, 6. I don't know, like plateau. Like, what did you think of 4? Is that like the pinnacle?
I'm trying to think.
Well, this works.
Here, one second. Fart is goals. I think 4 is probably one of the best seasons. Hang on, let me. IMDb.
See, we don't even know. Like, there's probably someone watching this who's like, oh yeah, it was this.
Yeah. We were number 1 in reality shows, like when Kenny vs. Spenny was on IMDb, which was insane. Here we are. First guy get a boner, who could blow the biggest fart, who could produce more semen, which just made no sense. Who can eat more, meat.
Yeah.
Stain tied to a goat, which is Stain and goat are great.
I left goat,
Animal
we should do
torture, which is good. We'll do goat. First guy to stop singing, which I gave that show to Matt. And I cut it as music videos, and he was like, no, it's got to be like just a competition. And so I pulled out all the music videos and I made it a competition. He was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
So I fixed it. He told me that I was the easiest person until I did testes with the worst person in the world. Anyways, okay, so torture?
Yeah, you pick more torture. Yeah. Animal torture. We know the answer.
Oh, this is one with. Is this Fat Night? No, is that?
Isn't that whipping the two of you?
Was that?
Could you take more torture though if you decided to like man up and put a
Yeah,
hot
because
dog
I
in your ass?
had an older brother, my brother Ronnie. He beat me up as a kid. He kind of bullied me and with his friends.
Dr. Ron.
Yeah, Dr. Ronnie,
Yeah,
the
I remember.
butcher of Bathurst Street. So I would like, he would beat me up and I would like leave my body and I would just be like this empty shell. Like when you're a middle child, you didn't have an older brother.
No, but
I got pounded. I got really fucking beaten up a lot. And in school I got bullied. But the great thing that I did was you could beat the shit out of me and I just ignored the pain.
Where did Ronnie put the fire? Did he put fire?
Once these two fucking slime bag assholes in my neighborhood were constantly beating me up, and and one day they caught me, and they're full like face punching, beating me up, and then my friend Mel goes home to my mom and says, "The guys are beating up Kenny. You better go get him." So my mom comes by in the car, and drives by and says, "Kenny, do you want to ride home?" And I said, "No, Mom, I'll be home later." While they were beating the shit out of me, and she was like, "Oh yeah," she's like, she's really from Kibbutz. She's like, "That's baby." So I wouldn't even get in the car, and she always remembers that story.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
See, I thought you were gonna
That's
tell
how.
me that.
That's what a tough fuck I was. Yeah. So anyway, so about 50 years later, we're playing a casino in Calgary, and this little fucking shit, the guy who beat me up. Like, this guy's 3 feet high, and he's like this fucking, you know, fucking beefy fucking minion. I saw him, he's like, "Hey, Kenny, man," when I said, "Fuck you, this shit used to be that beat me up." He's like, "Yeah, I'm really sorry. My dad was beating me up, and my kids,
Really?
yeah,
He
my
opened
family."
up- he opened up his
Yeah,
heart.
yeah. But I was like, "Fuck."
It just, you know.
And then one of the other guys who beat me up died recently. And I was just
That's
fuck you.
$5
I'm
grand
so
you ever
glad
spent?
you're dead. On Facebook, I was like, "Oh, I love him so much. He was so good." The second I saw that, I was like, "Fuck you, you fucking dead." Like, you'll never ever forget those bullies that beat you up as a kid.
You want to cut the cameras?
Take them off. Take it off now. Be now. Now you'll know why it's called commentaries. Okay. This is torture. Watching these shows is torture. I didn't ever want to watch these shows again. Like once it starts, we kind of get into it, but you're so sick of the fucking show after every episode. And then not only do we like prep the episodes and get all this stuff, like we need everything that's going to happen in the show. We sit and we write it for a fucking week before it even starts.
Yeah.
Okay, how are we going to torture Spenny?
Yeah.
Sebastian knows. I'm like, okay, let's do torture. We agree. Okay, let's do torture. I say, okay, in this episode, I'm going to pretend that I'm a total loser and Spenny's beating me. Yeah. Every segment's going to be humiliation, and then he'll go through, and at the end, I only have to. Yeah. And then we say, okay, what should we do? And we'll say, okay, well, I want Spenny to stick a hot dog, and you're like, no, there's no way he'll do it. I'm like, he'll do it.
Yeah.
He'll do it. And
That was a build-up, though. I don't think it was the first one. It was like after that point.
No, and then it was like, what? Yeah, what? So we would have all these torture things. Like he sucks off the ventriloquist dummy in this, which is probably one of the greatest moments in the history of Kenny versus Spenny, where he's just sucking this little dummy's dick. Like that to me, I was like, what?
With a
Like, what
vengeance.
have I done in the world of television? Like, who had ever done anything like that ever in the history of TV? Like sucking a doll's dick full cock out, like, and he's just like going, "This is fine."
Oh man, what did we do?
Yeah, it was
Fucking
just.
put this shit in the Smithsonian.
We fell through the cracks. That is for sure.
Yes, Penny gets.
And I'm
power
not
lust.
talking about his mom's vag either.
But this is spending full power lust, like he's like full on. Fucking,
Yeah.
Like just
Winning.
masochistically like.
He does. He'll like he'll even now during live shows he's eating my tongue mush. He's sticking things in his ass. He'll you know, suck a guy's dick. The last show we did, I think it was in Montreal or something. Some guy came on stage and I said, "I will give you $5,000 to suck his dick right now," and he was gonna suck it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
$5,000.
Me and Brandon Bird and I forget who was backstage. I was like, no. Like, I cannot have Spenny suck a guy's dick on stage.
Yeah, that's
$5,000 though.
And
Hey?
of course, I'm not going to pay him $5,000. But that's too much. But Spencer,
You gotta
his
do, like-
his brain has been so affected by drugs and alcohol that he has lost his total sense of reality.
It's basically like bum fights. He's like the
Yeah,
guy in bum
yeah.
fights.
Yeah, and I'm the puppeteer, and I have to, you know, abuse him so that these fucks will watch it and like it, and you know I like it too. But you know, how far can I go?
All
Yeah,
all the way.
like can I get like a tiger, shave a tiger, and make him give it a blowjob? Like that's what I want to do. You know, one of the I've mentioned it before. I don't know if I said it for years.
He has less health than I do.
There was this tortoise named Goliath or Zodiac or something. There's this turtle at Marineland that the scientists jerked off.
Oh yeah.
And then we were trying to get Spenny to jerk off this massive like dinosaur.
Yeah, it was like a 300-year-old.
Yeah, and then they said, no, you can't. The broadcaster said, no, you can't do that. That's bestiality. So then I make him look at cat's ass. That goat fucked him.
We had a whitey.
When that goat was fucking, when he's going, bah, bah. That was like, what is like, how did that ever air on national television? Like that, I don't even know. Like that was filmed and approved. A goat fucking him with his big ball sack. Like, man. And last time we did the commentary, you'll see it. You probably saw it. It was the last one, where I apologize for doing all these horrible things, and then fans are like, "Oh, don't apologize, man." Like that's what makes the show. Saying that, you know, RAPE and all of this stuff, because I was feeling bad about it. Maybe I was just too rude, but you know, when it came down to it, I knew deep down inside that this is the only time in the history of television someone is going to be able to do something this insanely disgusting and rude and crazy. And
100% true.
and I, you know, I think in you, you're like, okay, let's do it. No
Well,
matter
like-
what the consequences are, when you have free reign, executives that aren't even paying attention, and a broadcaster that'll just air anything without even looking at it, shit got crazy.
Shit got crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was kind of like.
I fucked a
how far we
turkey
push it.
in semen. I dump your pants and shit. You know, somebody's walking down the street in a diaper, hanging out IBS forms, covered in shit with rubber gloves on the streets of Toronto where nobody says anything. No cops came by, nothing.
That was a weird thing. What was the humiliation he did naked running down Yonge Street?
That was yeah, I did that.
Nobody looks. The only person was that truck driver. He's like an Italian guy. He was like, "Yay!" He was like, "Finally, somebody with a fucking sense of humor."
I know. I'm
Nobody
running down
looked.
the street naked
Yonge
on
Street,
TV for the
crowded.
first time ever.
No one. It was just like, I'm
Nobody.
full
Canadians
on
are like,
up.
okay.
Like nobody wanted
Yeah.
that fucking look. They
Yeah,
know when
and
they
so the
should laugh or
the humiliation sucked.
It was so weird. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good for you at least.
Yeah. But even when Spenny was a baby, you know, and like on the street in the crib, like only one, like, you know.
But I remember
where
filming
the
for a
Asian lady
long
was like,
time.
yeah, like
But we were there for a while.
I know
It was
nobody
awkwardly
says it.
long. Like,
People
nobody-
just they don't want any like doing humiliations in Toronto. Nobody wants any part of it. They just want to ignore it. Like it's like
Yeah, I mean, I know you didn't like it, the toilet on University,
Yeah, I
but
didn't
same
like
thing. Nobody fucking gave a shit.
I know.
The best humiliations were always done in private.
Yeah.
The public ones just weren't.
Yeah. But in fart, I had a guy fart on Spenny, but I should have been blowing the farts on Spenny.
Well, you should have used the FART water bottle, filled it with mercury,
Yeah.
and then you told him it was going to be air, but it wasn't just spraying him. Like, that's what we should have done.
Yeah.
Like, how great would that have been? Just say,
I
it's
should've
only
just
air,
used-
and just, like, spray painted
Yeah.
him with your ass.
Cottage cheese and pineapple juice.
A couple of marbles.
But I can't even humiliate myself that much to have show like my blowhole spray shit out of his hair.
We'd have learned. But it would have been the canvas that would
Yeah.
have shown his face.
I should have done a Jackson Pollock.
The
I
human
should have like,
canvas. See how this evolves?
yeah. See, I should have done paint, squirt paint in there, and then just
And then you have to sign it at the end.
Yeah.
He has to wait until you sign it.
yeah.
Kenny Hart's
Well,
original.
I would have stuck a pen in my dong.
Yeah, Jackson Pollock in his face.
Yeah, he
Hey,
would
it's
he would have
season
looked like Han Solo on the wall in Jabba the Hutt's
Well,
quarters.
maybe we'll do that one day.
Let's watch for it. It is. I think we're gonna be surprised by some of the shit we haven't seen in so long.
I am so surprised already. We're doing this. Bring it on, brother.
See, this is exactly what's going on in the world right now,
The world's
with Putin and Biden. Look at all those EPs. Trey.
What's it dick for?
Yeah, I don't know how many people got that. That was a kind of weird old lame shirt.
It's like that joke about the Penway.
See, I give it away to Spenny right there. Someone who humiliated.
But he's like so like he's thinking about what he's about to say.
So I guess that's why I said it. Like I warned him about it being humiliating, so that.
Planted the seed. Do we do the shock collars in this one?
I think so. I killed my shot collar. Oh yeah, this is hot sauce torture. This is all before YouTube. See, I could do this.
I know YouTube is
Yeah, this is nothing. Now they're doing like, nuclear spider peppers.
this big cameras. Shouldn't do that. I have a needle for the next 2 days for spending it.
Yeah. He doesn't even eat anything spicy.
Oh, you cut the water. See?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's pause this for a second because I've got a story. So Spenny, who doesn't eat any hot sauce,
Oh yeah.
he's not a foodie at all. He doesn't he just eats fucking shitty.
It's like a box with 4 compartments with 4 things.
Yeah. So I bumped into the head chef, like the guy who runs Canada's Top Chef. What was it called? Top Chef Canada or something. I bumped into him in a fancy restaurant, and I said, "Hey, I want to be on the show." He's like, "Oh my God, Kenny, of course, yeah." So the idiots, the producers, called Spenny instead of me, and they said, "Hey, I hear you bumped into McEwen."
no.
Yeah, I hear you bumped into McEwen and said you want to be on the show. He goes, "Yeah, I did. I want to be on the show." So Spenny goes on Top Chef Canada.
No.
Instead of me.
Oh my God. You're such a
Tastes all
foodie.
this food, doesn't it? Like any of the fucking food, he's like eating it, going like this, and like it was just such a slimy rat fucking move. I was so pissed off. And then I end up seeing the guy again. I go, "You fucking idiots! You got Spenny on the show," and they called me back. They go, "You want to do the show now?" And I said, "No, fuck you. I'm not. Like, I don't go on after Spencer. Like anybody who has a podcast that calls me, say, "You want to do our podcast?" We had Spenny on like last year. I go, "No, I don't follow fucking Spenny." Okay. All right.
See, Spenny should have wound up on Bottom Chef.
Yeah.
See what I did there? Okay. Clint Eastwood in the desert.
Oh yeah. So you did do online. But why did we only use Tabasco? That was stupid.
I know, right? What would we have done different?
Yeah, well, we should have just given him like a scorpion pepper.
But I think he was very protective of those bottles and opening this.
Oh yeah.
But that's even worse, like barfing it up now.
Yeah.
Like that coming up. See, it's one humiliation right there.
Yeah. That's one humiliation. Easy. Yeah.
And look, still, look at him. Look how proud he is. Like, yes.
See, I don't think this is where I'm leaving the audience hanging. I'm not telling them what's going on.
Totally.
So,
yeah.
I didn't say it in season 1. I'd say I'm going to pretend that I'm. I would have given away the whole thing. Which is this is weird because Kevin and Brian. This is a scenario where they would be protecting him, but they just wanted him to be fucking douche.
Yeah, let's do it. The ski masks were a must. Like, you have to have a ski mask.
He's so hairy.
What do you mean no?
No.
Woo!
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
The sad music.
Skin.
Okay, when do I do the big reveal?
That basement was so great.
Ew.
See that basement.
Look at that. PC. See, this is another thing. Like, I've been building the KBS brand from day one.
Yeah, like, this is basement.
Even back. This is back. But I kind of stopped. I should have kept it going. I should have hired some fans, some Reddit fans. We could have done it all together. I was just so exhausted from doing it. Look how nice they are. Here we go. This is just this is the dumbest thing ever. This is so dangerous.
He's
My
cool.
brother saw this and he's like
Dr. Ronnie.
so mad at me.
I expected him to fucking try to kill me.
See, that was in
But
the
it
basement.
depends on the size of your head too.
Yeah.
Like this
That
is
was nice
assuming,
of him.
just look at this.
Whoever
now.
he
It's like
was.
assuming you guys have the same size head.
This is
Or is it
so.
just about, like, the
This is camp. This is the Mishkanta. Where are you?
See, isn't it better with Kevin in a ski mask?
Yeah.
So much better.
I know. But this is a situation where we just had this in the basement, and so we didn't have to
ridiculous.
bring it; just had to carry it upstairs.
I think there's like again something we found in the house, that fucking clamp.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, we loved the old kind of saw type
Totally,
of.
man. The industrial. I know where this is going.
Oh, that is a guy's stinky ass, right in your face, like poop nose. Look at the hair stuck to his face.
Another like
humiliation. That's 3 humiliations.
Do we? Oh, okay.
Seppi.
This is 100%.
This is Seppi. See, you can see the camera shaking from his laughing. He's not even holding it straight. Just looking through this. I love this. Is like Kill Deer, like using like nature. Like that's something that even Sun Tzu didn't do. Was use nature destroy your enemy. It was such a great thing. I don't know if that was yours or whatever, but you totally instigated that throughout the show. It was probably yours.
Yeah, that was me. 100%. I'd love that. But you fucking sold it so well, dude. It's so funny.
Yeah, you were always into like using nature.
Well, you being philosophical about like rather someone kill him, it's like reading like a story.
Okay, this is the cruelest thing you could ever do to a dog. Like, this is a human being who's like being tortured. Can you imagine being a little fucking poodle? You put these on your dogs. Like, honestly, you're fucking Dr. Mengele if you do this to your fucking dog.
But that's a language they understand.
Yeah. I put this on Spencer's mother's clit, so every time she farted, she came.
She sure did. So this is you winning.
Yeah. I wonder if I should have revealed that I broke it after. I guess funnier first.
Well, he found out when he saw it. Well, I love that you tried it though. That's like you put it on.
It hurts so much.
Those legs.
Fuck, I hate shocks.
Oh, that's on the neck. It's just so violating.
So I won that, I guess.
So look at the shit in the walls, right? I love that old rusty fucking
Rusty
shitty.
knives, yeah. It's like good luck getting a girl to your room with like 3-foot spiders and rusty
This is
machetes.
my kill kit.
Yeah. Look at that. I didn't even have a bed off the floor. Like that was just we had no fucking money.
Yes, two mattresses. But that mattress has seen a lot of backs. Right, Kenny?
Isn't ready yet. Yeah, in Spencer's bedroom is. Yeah, I don't know where we got those, but it's like, Brian, go get the biggest fucking hot dogs. I've never even seen hot dogs that big.
Okay, I got that rod. Holy fucking
See,
loser.
he just had that. He carries that on
He's
him.
ready.
Jesus,
Like
okay.
Thomas. Some people just have like.
I'll go get some
Tic Tacs.
stones.
You see how easy it is for him to put it on? It's just he's got his doctorate on
The
condom.
drop rate is fucking garbage.
So I went to the pharmacy and I bought those condoms, and the pharmacist said those would be $9.95 plus tax. And I said plus tax. I thought they just rolled on it.
I love that you just like
cut for the who isn't. People used to put their remote down during a commercial because they were all stoned and they wouldn't go. They forgot to go back to the show. But fans told me that like when we broke the commercial, like they would put the remote on a table and like not touch it, waiting to come back. And that is the perfect tag for it to come back.
totally.
It's like basically when you come back, a guy is gonna stick a frozen hot dog up his ass,
Yeah,
which
you
is the
wanna
most
watch-
insane thing.
I want to see it. He's doing it.
He's also pretending that it hurts.
Pretending.
It's broken.
Can't get it.
It looks like it's a homeless guy's cigarette fingers.
See, what would have been better is if we put spice in the lube. Imagine if we got the lube
Ooh.
and we Tabasco
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, but then I think he would have started
Sriracha
realizing
lube.
that it's all.
I know.
Yeah.
Sure,
But that's
he would've
enough. The guy's stuck a fucking.
We want to let his guard down too,
Yeah.
because if he thinks you're cheating and shit,
Yeah.
the best is him thinking he's just winning and killing it.
So Matt and Trey are sitting here watching that show going, what the fuck? This is like the best show ever.
It was.
It's a fun ride. It's great. It's like what's gonna happen?
They just love Spencer being abused. Like they hate him. I have a serious Matt and Trey Spenny story, but basically what happened was he got too wasted and got thrown out of the club we were at. And the next day, it's a very long story. I'll tell it one day.
Yeah.
But they said
He was in the bus
the
shelter.
next day they said don't ever bring him out with us again.
But they were also like
But this is real.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They weren't
it's
sure
kinda
the show.
sold.
They thought I was the fucked up one before they met us, and then they realized, oh God, it's been. So this was the scariest thing that ever happened to me in my entire life. I threw a kid into the boards, and I thought I broke his neck.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So I threw him, and he went head first into the boards, and I saw his neck do this weird thing, and I thought, oh my God, I just paralyzed the kid. And I literally shit in my pants. And I
paralyzed
realized,
children,
oh my
yeah.
God, this is
Fuck yeah.
the worst
Paralyzed.
day of my life. I hurt a child.
Fuck him.
And Spenny, if he doesn't hurt a child, it's the worst day of his life. So this is from Clockwork Orange, Walter Carlos, later Wendy Carlos.
Cancelled. Life's not fair. There's JB.
Oh wait, no, is that? Oh, so no, that was another time with the kid. But that was from, I think that was from an old episode.
Yeah, I remember you doing that.
Oh yeah, that's good.
What was this guy's name again?
Nobody was using these things. When I was a kid, it was all like Charlie McCarthy and Edgar, what's his name? I was all
Late
dummies.
shows, yeah, dummies were like a big thing. Oh wait, what if you'd lost that?
We'd done 2 out of 3.
Oh, okay.
I would have just kept going. He would.
This is so strange. It's gonna be a long
Yeah.
one. It's...
They did. We couldn't show this. I don't know how to do it though. He's fully deep throating the thing.
Love the music too. Oh yeah, he's like bobbing his head, even though
Yeah, he's like he was sucking it.
He's like, this is what I know.
Yeah. Why is he doing that? It makes no sense. Keep the thing in your mouth. They should have just put that in his ass. Why the hot dog? Ew, it's so
We'll cut it. We're gonna cut it.
See, so he did it, a humiliation. He doesn't even get a point for it.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
That's genius. It's like the fact that he did that for free, not even for a point.
And he's fine with that. He's like, yeah, whatever. You're right. We it's bullshit.
I think you gave me that poster.
Saturn devouring his
Yeah.
young.
Is that Hieronymus Bosch?
No.
No.
I can't remember.
Oh, you know who it is?
Oh Jesus. Oh yeah, we went to this place.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember you didn't want to wear the head cage.
Well, it was so tight. It was actually killed me.
But it's the
it was
funniest.
so tight. It was mushing my nose. Like I couldn't even fit into it. I wore it just because it looked so good.
looked so
But
good.
it hurt so much. Like my nose hurt for a fucking week after that.
Yeah, like why do I have to wear the cage in my head? So this is like a house of a house in the middle of a neighborhood that looks like anyone else's house.
I actually asked these girls. I said like, so
Yeah,
do
yeah.
you like fuck your guy, like the guys. Like, they have like they're like this S&M team.
Yeah.
And they said no, they don't.
They don't.
They just abuse these business guys.
Whip them, piss on
I'm like,
them.
you're paying $500. How do you not even?
This is great. The fact that you get to whip him.
Yeah. I wish I had footage of him in the edit suites watching this, but he just wasn't surprised. So sweet.
I just love that you have the mask on.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's just me beating him. So it's like this is the ultimate humiliation because I'm having so much fun whipping him.
Yeah.
And he's being abused. So it's just like
Chucky's like trying to kick her or something.
oh yeah. She's fingering my butt. That's it.
Are you retarded?
See?
Oh,
Well, no, it's
fuck
42,
you,
but you
Blizzard,
won- and
you
you won
fucking
that.
dumb cunt.
Which is so great.
Yeah,
What the
it's so
fuck?
diabolical.
The best. The best is if he gets tortured, but then he thinks you won. Like
Yeah, I guess we should mention the T-shirt is
Fucking retards, I swear to God.
This is good. It's just so humiliating. Hit him in the knee, hit him in the poo-poo.
Where do we find these kids?
Mister, do you like it there?
It's amazing parents would let us.
Yeah.
Or like, it must have been like production, like people.
Yeah. These kids there.
It's like Lord of the Flies.
It's so smart because he's holding candy and we can't take any more drops of candy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the human pinata. This evolved into the human bidet, I think, unless
I keep feeling. I feel like I'm watching Humiliations. I can't believe he's like buying it still. You know? I mean, whatever. It's shot over several days. Funny, kids have a dark side.
Yeah, it's like when a kid tells you to shut up. It's like when they call him a loser in the band episode. Like, there's nothing I love more than kids making him like disrespecting him and calling him a loser. It's like just that, just that's an extra humiliation.
That's so weird.
Like, because no respect from children, and he is an adult. Puppeteer. And I knew we would let him, we wouldn't help him do humiliations or think humiliations. They were just so lame.
Like he's like a post-fight interview, just like nodding, like.
Is this the theater one with the tableau?
What was humiliation for this one?
I think it's tableau.
But it couldn't have been any worse than.
It's not worse. It's nothing. This makes me. He makes me get in costumes.
Man of integrity.
And I know he was wanting to show that trait that he won. It's his tableau. This is so lame.
So lame.
I do hate this. But that looks really nice.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, this season we had those huge fucking Sony cams on the discs.
See, we had friends. I had friends that were doing this, and we went to their graduations. I got a couple of friends, and
he was like, "Oh yeah, there's this story about how Martin Short wound up in like a boardroom with Kennedy." I was like, "I was fucking there."
So what we're talking about, we went to the Geminis because Triumph of the Will got nominated for Best Series, which was really big at the time because we were up there with
other Canadian heavyweights like Big Brother, Canada.
No. Well, it was comedy. It was that guy from Kids in the Hall.
This hour is 22 minutes, which probably because every year.
Yeah, but it was.
Was it any comedy or not?
No, it was that breakthrough show with they kept mentioning Saskia.
Oh, Less Than Kind.
Less Than Kind. Yeah, terrible. Less Than.
But it won every year. I mean, you had.
Of course, all the Canadian shit. And what else was there?
I don't fucking remember.
No, there was a Ken Finkelman show, Good Dog or something. Bad Dog, Good Dog, or something like that. And there was.
I don't remember any of this.
Yeah.
The Geminis are
anyway,
Canada's Screen
so
Awards.
they were like, "Hey, Kenny, come on over. You're part of the group." I said, "I'm part of my own group for many years." They're like, anyways, it was nice.
Who's they?
Like everyone who was nominated for Best Show kind of called me into the circle. I was like, "Okay, thanks." Like, hey kid, come on in. I've been on TV for 10 fucking years.
So there's an after party, right, at the Rosewater Supper Club.
What's that where it was?
I think so. Martin Short was hosting that year. So we're in the boardroom with, like, I think Brendan Canning from Broken Social Scene was there. Remember, that was the year he came.
Was he in the boardroom with us?
I don't remember.
I don't
so.
remember. I think it was just Jamie and Brian.
And Kevin maybe, and Matt, Merrick, like some of the KVS crew.
Marco.
So we're at this party. It's like open bar, fucking like plastered, and we find this boardroom. It's like with a giant.
It's
table,
leather. I
and
can't
he's
even
sitting
use it.
there like Godfather style, just
Fuck
drinking.
me.
And someone's like, "Oh yeah, Martin Short's just outside the door."
And I'm like, "Go grab him."
Yeah, to Brian. And Brian's like, "Okay." And Brian gets up, goes out, and literally like 30 seconds later walks.
Well, no, he says, Mr. Short, we're ready for your meeting now. And
That's
so
right.
he comes in and he sits down, and I am like I have my doctorate in SCTV. And I started telling him like the most insanely intricate SCTV sketches. I said that Jiminy Glick was Troy Soren mixed with Brock Linehan.
Oh, Brock Linehan.
And when he was like, "Oh, I don't think anybody else would ever put that together. You have to be an SCTV aficionado to be able to."
Martin Short was totally
deconstruct
confused,
that
but like he
character.
sat with us and like he totally entertained.
Yeah.
These idiots. This idiot's been here for fucking ever. Why is this idiot here now?
So like we talked to him for what, 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
And
Fucking
he gets
dumbasses.
bored, got photos of us, whatever. And then he gets up to go. He's like, "Hey, it was great to meet you guys. Great to meet." And he's like, "Do you want to meet Catherine O'Hara?"
Yeah.
Right? And he goes out the door, and like literally 30 seconds later, he comes with Catherine O'Hara under his arm, and just walks her in.
Leaves her in the room.
And just leaves her and closes the door. And now we have
Now we have
Catherine
Catherine,
O'Hara standing there going like, "Hi." And I mean, she was a sweetheart, right?
I was at a party once in LA at this guy named John Pasquin's house, and he directed all of the Santa Clauses with Tim Allen. So I was friends with, I was his daughter, Sarah Pasquin, old friend from LA. And, she was like the type of girl where I could leave all my shit when I left LA, came back, like I'd just leave hockey bags and picture frames and all this shit in her garage in Venice. And she was great. Anyways, she took me to John Pasquin's house. Her dad married the mom from Poltergeist. So it was like they were on like a 3-acre lot in Beverly Hills. It was a super insane celebrity party. Tim Allen, Martin Short, Jim Belushi. Like it was like you're walking in, there had 6 people there. You're like, oh my god. So Martin Short showed up. Yeah. And I sat with him, and I was like, oh, because my family's from Hamilton, Ontario. His family's from Hamilton, Ontario, and I'm friends with Lenny Bloom and all these crazy, like Eugene Levy and all these insane, Jewel Hallmeyer, all these SCTV guys. So
Jewel Hallmeyer did.
So I really got to sit and talk to Short.
We worked with Jewel Hallmeyer. Was it KVS season 1? Remember we had him, or like you can do a better play. We had him in the show.
Did we?
Yeah.
Jewel?
Yeah. We went to
the Jewel Hallmeyer dancers, if you can Google that on.
Amazing.
Yeah,
it's so
SCTV is the best for us. I don't know how much it would hold up for anybody watching it.
SCTV is so great. Like I think anything with like Rick Moranis, Martin Short, or John Candy. Eugene, look, they're all amazing.
Yeah.
What am I talking about? They're all fucking amazing. Watch that shit.
Once I was walking through an affluent neighborhood in Toronto, like where all the restaurants are, Yorkville, and I hear "Hot C," and I turned around and it was Eugene Levy right there. I was like, oh my god, the guy knows me. I'm fucking crazy. But he's from Hamilton. My dad and his grandfather were very good friends.
There's a clue in this room that points to what episode we're going to be talking about today, which unless you haven't read it already.
But 1 second. First of all, so we just had a very successful tour in BC. All the shows sold out. There were great shows, but Spenny started drinking. Spenny's banned from alcohol during the live shows. Like he's allowed to drink beer, but he's not allowed to drink hard alcohol. And he was like kind of secretly hitting the vodka on one of the shows in BC.
Secretly?
Well, he's not really allowed to do it. So yeah, he was drinking vodka, and fans berate him and heckle him, and he gets mad. But when he drinks hard alcohol, he gets fucking crazy. So some fan was, hey Spenny, you fucking suck. So Spenny's like, nah, and he kicks a full pint glass out of the guy's hand from the stage. The pint glass goes flying into the audience and smashes. And I'm like, oh my god, it's about the 3rd time he's kicked a glass into the audience.
It's like shooting.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying
It's such
so
a liability.
fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
And so stupid. And so,
irresponsible to like really like you could cut some chick's face open and we'd be sued. So I was just like, I'm done. I'm not touring anymore unless you give me something from a lawyer saying that I am absolved of all liability. If you do something stupid, he swore that he would never do it again, even though he always swears that he would never do it again. And so now Brandon from Diamond Mine, Brandon Bird, our friend who books all our shows in the U.S., is pissed too. Because neither of us really if he's like fucking maniac hurting people. So here I just wrote I'm done with Spenny assaulting because he's booking U.S. shows for us.
Amazing.
And I wanted Brandon to come on and talk about this, but he's walking his dog. There's no signal where he is. He lives near Ottawa, so I wrote. I'm done with Spenny assaulting the fans, though. No more booze for him till I get something that protects me from him kicking glass into crowds. I appreciate you telling him I'm not letting you book the U.S. until I get that. Because Brandon was just off stage and he didn't. I said, you didn't see what happened on the last show in BC. It was insanely dangerous and we are so lucky nobody got hurt. And then Brandon wrote, oh man, I'm with you on that. When I pick him up, I'm going to talk again in the car to him. I'm 100% with you. I freaked on him the time before this as well. It's unprofessional as fuck and a liability to say the least. I know he's got a lawyer making something though, and he promised me it'll never happen again. Agreed, he's fine on beer. Okay, well anyway, so that's it. So I gotta make sure Spenny is not a fucking insane, shitty maniac before we do the US shows, but everything should be fine. He needs to be scared. Spenny needs to get really scared because Spenny is so scared of me not doing shows. Like if I don't do live shows with him, there's no money. He has to run around doing, you know,
naked bingo or
yeah,
whatever.
sex pug bingo, and play blues. Okay, so anyway, so we're doing the Christmas special for Christmas.
What was it like growing up with Christmas all around you as a Jew?
Oh yeah, let's.
What was it like for you? Or you got Brandon? Okay, all right, we're going back to the BC. Brandon drinking, spending story.
Let's just see if I'll cut it out if it's
maybe. Where the fuck am I trying to go?
Should I have to put my mic on it?
This is a Christmas
up here.
making.
Yo, let's just talk about Spenny.
Yo, boys.
So
hey, man. Good to see your face. Good to see you.
So I was saying that Spenny, you weren't watching. Spenny kicked like a pint glass into a crowd. It was insane. And I said I don't want you to book any U.S. shows until, you know, I make sure, because you know in Canada's one thing, no one's going to sue you. In the U.S., everybody's looking to sue everybody. Like you do anything in the U.S. and now everyone's so fucking broke. Any chance anyone has to get $18K for, you know, cutting their finger.
Can I say something? Kenny wants some contractual obligation that Spenny, if he does that, then he'll get the lawsuit, but we want to make sure that also in the contract that he does kick a glass every single show in the U.S.
Yeah, once
that would be
I have no liability. That's a great
I ain't trying to fight.
Yeah, no, trust me, for an insurance standpoint for myself too, yeah, I don't fucking, this is unacceptable. I feel like every time that Spenny does something like this, Kenny, you and me get to torture him on stage in front of everyone.
Yeah, but then that makes him even more depressed and more apt to fucking hurt somebody.
No, I agree. I'm with you. He is getting something.
Yeah, but I actually don't think if I'm on stage with him doing a Kenny and Spenny show that he can limit my liability.
He can.
I don't think he can. It's because he's broke, he's in bankruptcy. How on a Kenny and Spenny show, if he kicks some glass into some pregnant chick's face, are you and me not going to get sued?
Well, that's the thing is, so it's either goes one way. So we get him to get his own insurance policy. So
Kratos.
Insurance, so that way if he does, he's not going to be completely.
Well, Yeah, but no one's going to. She doesn't have a corporation. No one's going to insure him.
And the man. Or some bullshit.
You need to subcontract out the show. The live show is like a Kenny and Spenny.
Yeah.
Like subcontract.
I'm probably going to need something from you. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. But so far I haven't gotten anything. Can you enlighten the Christmas crowd as to what U.S. shows we are doing, or how the U.S. tour is going, or anything's going to happen with that? And also, people from all over the world are always like, come to England, come to Australia, come to fucking Argentina.
Zero Blaze looks like a dick.
I get so
Come to
much.
Gaza.
How much you want to bet Zero Blaze is a dick?
Come to Gaza.
Let's see.
Yeah. Just tell me like what you're thinking for international shows over the next few years, and the U.S. and all that stuff.
Because he could totally whoop my fucking ass, even no man as he has right now.
In the works right now, there's LA, San Francisco, Vegas, Portland, Pittsburgh, Boston, Chicago.
Keep an eye out on him here. If he does attack me, there's literally nothing I can fucking do, so.
3 Mile Island.
Are these the lyrics of Dancing in the Streets? South America.
There's about 20 cities for America right
It's that Johnny Cash song. Okay, good.
20 cities.
And when might that be starting?
Okay, he's gonna leave me alone. Cool.
Okay.
I like that.
Thank you.
That's brilliant.
Zero Blaze is not a dick. He's cool. I hope.
We're gonna do the final
Hope he stays cool.
anniversary show in like
Well, we can decide. I don't know. We should find out what people want. Do they want a 90-minute stand-up show, or do they want a retrospective of unseen videos and with pedo jokes?
I think a mix. I think a nice healthy mix.
Perfect.
But yeah, we're definitely gonna do that.
Okay.
You gotta have the pedo jokes.
Later, buddy.
Especially with Spenny.
Brandon Bird, Diamond Mine.
Bye. I'd love to, man. We'll see. We'll see.
All right. Anyway, so I don't know how useful that was.
Well, that was an early Christmas
Cool.
present for the American fans of KBS to know that.
That's the first time I've ever said exactly what.
20 dates, and that's pretty broad. Like
Yeah.
that's you're doing east to west or west to east.
I like to date a lot of broads. Okay, so the Christmas special.
Okay.
Christmas special, which people hated because they didn't really understand
Why
the
don't you bother
concept.
talking? No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You
Christmas episode was awesome.
What was it?
Okay. I want to give this to you first because this is a cool flashback to an earlier KBS episode of a shirt you wore that I know is long gone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I already blowed it. I blowed it.
So now I know it's a shirt.
Oh God.
It's a present from my friend Kenny.
Oh, I didn't bring you a present, but I'm Jewish. I don't need to.
Merry
Killing
Hanukkah.
your God is enough of a present.
What?
Making sure you don't have
How
to
did-
celebrate Hanukkah.
How-
Oh
what?
my God! Is
Where's the
this
elemental
actual
coming
shirt?
from?
I remade it.
Oh, that's so nice. Look at that.
If you use a fire spell near that, hold on, wait.
No. But it's long gone,
Oh wow.
and now you get it
Great.
back.
I'm gonna wear it on tour. That's the best. That's my neat shirt.
If
I'm
you
wearing
use
this
a
one I
fire
got at
spell
Santi
near that,
Alley
it
in
summons
LA.
an elemental.
What's it say?
Oh, that's so weird.
Contra Chelos. It's a guy whacking his.
That's kind of cool,
wife
though.
in the face. It's terrible.
I never would have thought
it's
of
like
that.
They have these in.
But I guess that's more of a
Mexico
mage
and LA
thing,
and
not
stuff.
a
They have these
warlock thing.
magic powders that stop you from. This is like the potion from not being jealous. So you can buy some powder. Like if your husband is jealous, you buy this spirit powder.
Remember Spanish Fly?
And you pour it, you put it in his drink
like
or on his
Spanish
food
wine.
or something, yeah. And it's, yeah, so they have all these kind of these potions that it's pretty heavy shit.
Christmas
And-
special. Go ahead.
Okay, Christmas special. So, I found out that Showcase, our broadcaster, had money for a special. And I said, hey, you guys have an envelope, which is a pile of money for a special. Why don't we do a Christmas special? And said, oh, great idea. And then our producers went to them and they asked for like $300,000. And I said, no, fuck no. I said, ask for $1 million. And they said, there's no way they're going to go for that. I said $1 million or no, we're not going to do it because I already like got them pregnant on pitching them for the Christmas special.
Coil.
And they went for it. So, yes, it was different, but you know, I always wanted to do a Christmas special. It wasn't something that we had planned to do, like as you know, an evolution of Kenny versus Spenny. They had money. I'm a Jew. I got the deal. I took the money. That's where the Christmas special came from. It was either do a Christmas special or don't do a Christmas special. And I figured, oh, fuck, why not? And you know, we wrote it up super fast and banged it off like extremely quick. I thought it was pretty good for what we did, but it was a series of sketches and vignettes and all of this shit, and there were some really good ones, you know.
Oh, you
but
fucking...
totally not. Oh, yeah, so the problem was, I pitched them. You know, who can stand a Christmas tree the longest? And they loved it. What we were going to do is who could stay crucified the longest, where we were going to get crucified crosses. And this was right before kind of Showcase was ending and selling and moving to another company.
God damn it.
And they...
Fucking cunts.
I just couldn't do it.
But I remember somebody like, well, technically, Jesus wasn't crucified at Christmas.
Oh, thank God!
Crucified at Easter.
Yeah. Anyways, I wanted...
Jesus Christ!
This is where it sucked, because I wanted the Christmas special to be who could be crucified the longest. And right before we did it, it was too fucking crazy for them, and it got kiboshed, and there was nothing I could do about it. It was either sit in a shitty tree and do the Christmas special and return the cash, or don't do it. So I figured, well, fuck it, I got to do it. It was a one time where I got douched by, like, screwing the broadcaster by kind of not telling him what I was going to do, and then we had to do it. So that is the bad part about the Christmas special.
Trees too, which also was
pathetic.
It's like, I want to put like 6-foot trees.
Yeah, but when we went to a Christmas tree farm, that was stupid. So that part was shit.
But wait, yeah, there's an earlier concept where it's going to be Santa's Village, remember?
Take this
like we were going to film at Santa's Village.
Yeah, there's a great Santa's Village.
Yeah, but remember that earlier on, it was like maybe that's where we should do the comp and like there's like and there's going to be a New Year's special.
Yeah, but by then people didn't really want us around, like doing stuff. You know what I mean? We get kicked out of things.
We burned the town.
Yeah, like I think Borat and Tom Green and all these guys that were kind of doing that stuff, but eventually when they got kind of famous, it got harder and harder to just infiltrate society in a way where it was great for, you know, production values. So that kind of happened. Even though we were still, you know, you and me would always go into places like really weird, poor peasant areas, you know, weird environments like the ghetto, and no one would really recognize us there. You know, Canada is so multicultural with so many immigrants that you and me could go anywhere and no one would really figure out who I was.
Yeah, which helped us, right? It was good.
But now, you know what else now is really crazy is I go out and fucking, like, I've been going out a lot just because it's Christmas, and it's the only time of year where I go out every night. And
God damn it!
People are freaking
Why?
Out. It's really crazy. Like just walking down the streets.
Is it because of the Amber Alert?
I don't know.
Fucking hell!
I don't know. It's just
20 fucking seconds. What the fuck?
I don't know. The White Sox now we're like legendary because it's been so long. Even though I know you guys, I love you guys. I know you think we're legends. I kind of do too. Actually, I'm kind of confused to whether I deserve the type.
About time someone comes along and fucking helps me. God damn!
We just go to this shitty supermarket. Some guy.
Fuck!
I'm just buying, you know, candy canes and pumpkin spice. And he's freaked out. My daughter's like, "Do you know him?" I was like, "No, he's a fan." Like, I love you, man. So he screamed at me.
Jesus fucking Christ!
That's wild. So don't you think though the show
so
like
fucking bored?
Helps. It's the longevity. Like,
well. Yeah. Breakthrough took it down for 3 months, and I had to fucking sue them. Spenny took it down originally; he didn't want it up there.
How did he take it down? Like complained? Or?
Yeah, he because he wants money for everything. He doesn't understand the value of having this shit out there. And,
right. Because you're using his he doesn't have a release form signed with you.
Casino.
Well, I have a contract from Spenny that allows me to sell Kenny versus Spenny anywhere years ago when it was getting his
The fuck's he want?
Which is guy always sold it.
And if you sell it for $1,
The good news is I could sell it to myself for $1 and he couldn't do shit. It's like the ultimate fuck you contract. I didn't even know what he signed.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I have it. I have it signed. It's an actual contract that says I have the rights to sell Kenny versus Spenny anywhere and do any deal with it.
So then you buy it from yourself, and then you
$1.
subcontract it out for more money.
Yeah.
And he only gets a small
He's so lucky that I'm nice to him.
The
I wouldn't
fuck?
do that because I could actually sell
What?
it to myself for $1 and then
What?
owe him like 13 cents.
Thank you.
15%.
There's probably some loopholes
Thank
there.
you.
You really take him.
Yeah. Well, I think if he ever
Holy
took it to
shit.
the judge would say, well, that's I deem that as being in bad faith. So the reality is it's hard to really fuck somebody, but you can still do it.
So the Kenny vs. Spenny Christmas special, I didn't get a chance to
Okay.
do, like a last hurrah to like show like at that point
Well,
we
it was.
knew we weren't doing more, right?
We actually deserved it. We needed that as just kind of.
What
like
just
a-
happened?
such a- It was after the man.
100?
Went sour, wasn't it?
100 of all.
Like the show
Oh, it
was
was after.
done.
Yeah, that's right.
All
That's always
domination,
been-
denominations.
Started, and this was like
Dominicans.
the last, like go around
Of all
like,
Dominicans,
victory
100.
lap of like
Yeah.
Maurice Del Taco.
Yeah, and
all
Smearballs
the
did the Goldar stuff. And
He had 100 fucking gold just to be like, yeah,
yeah, I love
here,
that guy. There's
dumbass.
certain things that I just
What?
love.
Kenny
My
3000.
favorite thing is the wormhole. When I was just Melvin, the fat guy, doing. I stole that scene from Contact with Jodie Foster when she's going
Holy
through the
shit.
wormhole.
I remember watching that. till I
Hell's
forgot the
Angels,
name.
man. Made me suck his dick. What am I gonna say? No. It's all like those, all these like Hell's Angels movies I watched. As
I
a
can't
kid,
fucking believe that actually happened.
Easy Rider.
100 fucking gold for nothing.
Sonny Barker Angel shit.
Some people
that,
are pretty cool.
Just I don't know. I really dove into my
What the hell?
deep psyche.
That is
of
crazy.
The content that I grew up with in like the late 60s and early 70s. And,
Casino.
Carpenters and
What a cool dude.
The Christmas Carol, though, like I mean, as far as like it's some kind of narrative, like I think I'd love to look at the early creative on the episode because it's like I
If
think
only
there's
Health
other,
Fund was as
it
cool
could be
as
this story or
Casino.
that story, but that kind of became the perfect one because it gave you a chance to be the ghosts of different.
Yeah,
whatever.
dude.
And Spenny got to be Scrooge, which is the best.
Yeah, and Markle's in it.
That hardly
who,
ever happens.
Doesn't talk to me anymore because I made a speech at his wedding which was too rude for everybody. So now he's not friends with me. Idiot. And,
You cunt.
Hessel had worked on it too from the XM radio show, and he's gone. He disappeared. We ditched him. We ditched him for freaking out that the XM podcast wasn't on Apple. He couldn't handle it. The pressure. It's like.
God damn, whoever fucking designed this was retarded.
They expect way too much, or they think they don't understand the reality of how insignificant some of the stuff we do is, and they can't handle it.
Right.
It's anyways.
Yep, fuck off.
Lots of friends out down the toilet.
Wow, okay.
Down the toilet, man. So Christmas is a time to make.
I still can't believe Casino.
Put a good
I
vibe.
fucking actually did
You
that.
feel fucking about it, right? Like you grew up with that. But it must.
Yeah, I never had.
Wait.
Thank you, adventurer.
Oh, right.
I led the expedition from Durotar under the war chief's orders, but as you can see, our plans went somewhat awry. They have held me captive here in this town, forcing me to work, hauling burdens, digging. What I have suffered is unimportant, however.
Not digging.
There is important information you must deliver to whomever is leading our group now. A day or two ago, I was visited by the leader of this syndicate. His name was Aladin Peranolda, and styled himself lord of this land. He confided in me his plans to take the orcs that stood against him as slaves, just as his father and his mentor, the despised Blackmore, had planned. More important was that he brought his mistress, a wisp of a girl named Elisa. Around her neck was the pendant the war chief desires. Now go. I will make my own way, after I have settled my business here.
Rightio. Okay. Here's the plan. That was the plan. That actually worked out a lot better than I thought it would. One of my plans. Like, hell yeah. Oh, now we got two. Come on, asshole. It'd be nice if you fucking came over and did something. Like, goddamn. Fucking retard. Holy shit. What the fuck is this faggotry already? Come on. I'm literally just wanting to run away. Why don't you fuck off? What the fuck? Come on, faggot! What the fuck is wrong with you, goddamn cunts? Just fuck off! Fuck off! You fucking faggots! Fuck off! What is this faggotry? God damn! What the fuck? Oh, just kill me, faggot! Come on, get the fucking honorable kill! Fuck! What was that shit? Fuck! Fucking faggots! God damn it! What the fuck is that aggro range? The fuck? Fucking faggots at Blizzard! God damn! Stupid fucking faggots! God damn! The fuck was the point of that shit? The fuck? God! Fuck! So glad I'm fucking done as soon as I turn this retarded shit in. Fuck this! God damn! The fuck's this retard doing in the air, you dumb cunt? Fucking retards, I swear to God.
What now? You have done a great service for the Forsaken, adventurer. These artifacts have been sorely missed, and it is good to hear that Keegan and the other betrayers have found justice. The wizards of Dalaran constructed a vast magical dome around the heart of their city. Some believe it was for protection from the violence of these times, while others say they merely wanted solitude to study and plot. I don't care what the reason was. I do care that the ruined outskirts of their city, outside the dome, may hide valuable magical treasures. But the area is patrolled by the wizards and their elemental slaves. So hunt them and return when their numbers are sufficiently reduced.
And you,
These will do nicely. Although it looks like their magic is faded, it would be best if the Magus's initial experiments were on inert specimens such as these. Thank you, adventurer. The Magus will be busy studying those stone tokens you gathered, but I know he'll eventually want examples of their counterpart, bracers of binding. These are set around
How the fuck is that their counterpart?
Elementals and bind them into the mage's service. Hunt elementals in the ruins of Dalaran and gather their bracers of earth binding, and the Magus will be pleased.
Strength and the nerve of those overbearing humans will show them that the orcs shall never submit to their will. This will now be our mission, in addition to recovering the trinket the war chief desires. It would seem that by accomplishing one, we will also accomplish the other. It is clear that Paranolda must be killed, his foulness removed from the world. His manor lies a ways to the north of here, on the shores of Lordamere Lake. Do your duty, adventurer. Then retrieve the pendant that the war chief desires and return here.
Go fuck yourself. I ain't doing that kind of retarded shit. Can't do that until I'm fucking level 40. These fucking retards want to offer it to me at 35? What the fuck?
Speak quickly. You found it, most excellent adventurer. Here, take the Rod of Helcula. You will need it. Helcula fashioned 3 ceremonial pyres as part of his most powerful spell. The Flame of Azel and the Flame of Veraz lie within the foothill caverns. The Flame of Uzel lies in a cave above the caverns, further north in the mountains. The Rod of Helcula must be charged from each of the 3 flames. Once the ritual is complete, drive the rod into Helcula's grave in South Shore, the heavily guarded human town to the south. Vengeance shall be ours.
Yeah, fucking whatever. Next fucking time. Fucking faggots. I'm just so fucking done for the night. I'm just done. Fuck this. Bye.